If I stay still, the thoughts of you will sink in. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. And I've heard you've been here before, but I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. Babe, I wanna know, is it heartfelt to maybe just a little? Cause you don't really see me like you used to, but you hold on to me cause all you do is settle. I've heard you've been here before. But I don't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusted to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. But I don't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusted to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. If I stay still, the thoughts of you will sink in. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. And I've heard you've been here before, but I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. Babe, I wanna know, is it heartfelt to maybe just a little? Cause you don't really see me like you used to, but you hold on to me cause all you do is settle. I've heard you've been here before. But I don't stay the same. same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusted to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. But I don't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusted to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. If I stay still, the thoughts of you will sink in. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but honey, I know you try. But I've heard you've been here before. But I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to.
All right. Hopefully things are working.
We're somewhere.
We're here in the studio, Sarah and Scooter studio. I would say studios, but we only have one.
You don't know that.
I do, because I set the whole thing up. So I know there's only one.
I almost said happy Friday. It's not.
It's Thursday.
It's just like a
Thirsty
Friday.
Thursday. It's like Friday Eve.
Yeah.
Which is usually better anyways.
No.
New Year's Eve is better than New Year's Day.
Right.
Christmas Eve is better than Christmas Day.
It's all the same day.
I was just saying Easter Eve is irrelevant, but still.
You have to work Friday, so it's not better.
All I'm saying is the eve is usually better, right? And I think we talked about that before. It's like, it's not the pursuit of happiness, it's the happiness of the pursuit.
Yeah.
Right?
That was on something.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
It was on crack cocaine. No, it's it was on Neil Brennan. I think it was what I was.
Oh, okay.
And Jimmy Carr.
Nice.
I think. But yeah, welcome. Yes, we are running late, and it's just because of stuff. Like, she just flew in.
It's on me.
Our son decided to reorganize his whole bedroom right above us right before we went live. So I was like, okay, we'll just chill. And that didn't pan out as well as I thought. So we grabbed burgers. We had to eat something. Now we're sitting down with you all because we're hoping that we can work through this.
Yes.
You guys are going to be
Without
our
tears.
therapists.
They always are.
What?
Our therapist.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
let's drink. We don't have work tomorrow.
Well, we work every day, by the way. All right, everyone. Slunchava.
Salute.
There's no clink clank. There it is. Clink clank. Welcome to the show.
I have to be in work till 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, you have something in town?
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's another thing.
Calendar.
Okay. Are you free at all tomorrow, or are we going to talk about our schedule?
Yeah.
All right.
I have an audit at 10, and then that's it.
Okay. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, there is something going on. And I'll talk about it during our What's Up in Your Area.
Because my paper's blank.
Yeah, she's blank. So let's start off with our sponsors. You can do them all.
It's It's hot in here. I have to do them all? No, I only
Yeah.
did the second one.
You didn't write anything in your paper, so.
But I have a whole
I
bunch
thought-
of notes.
Oh,
my phone.
okay. It's really hard for me to put that in the thing when they're on there, though.
What do you mean?
So you're going to have to send me those notes when you're done.
No, I'm going to write them in here as we get there.
Sure. No, you're actually really good at that. Sponsor, Lever Consulting. Go to Lever Consulting for an introductory consultation. Thanks to the amazing Lucy Zhang. And just mention that Sarah and Scooter sent you over there. leverconsulting.com.
And then we have Yaya's Embroidery on the Insta.
Yeah,
on the
IG.
line.
She's on the line.
She is on the line. She does embroidery of everything. She does custom everything, it feels like. Hats, beanies, clothing, literally anything you think of. We just re-upped B&H. Becca just put an order in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for hats, beanies, shirts. She's re-upped everything.
Yeah, I still need to re-up some stuff for Seed.
Oh, yeah.
For our
Teaching
classes.
program,
Yeah, for my instructor, my teacher.
So yeah, mention Sarah and Scooter. You can get 10% off your order.
Whole order. 10% off.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da da da.
All right.
Do we have anything else?
As a sponsor or just life?
Just in general? Oh, we'll just go on to it then.
Good thing.
All right. I checked my buttons, so my buttons are working.
Nice.
All right. Here we are. How many you got?
Uh-huh.
You said you have notes.
I think all my notes are rants.
Oh, sounds about right. I mean,
No, I have-
Is it going to be another list of travel rants?
Obviously. That's all I've been doing.
Okay. So
I do have a good thing, though.
that's what I asked. I said, how many you got?
So far, once. You go first, and I'll write some stuff down.
Let me just put this.
Okay.
50 minutes to dry towels.
Oh, gosh.
50 minutes to dry towels
Yes.
in our dryer. I don't think you understand.
Go ahead, honey. Preach.
All of we had to get all new appliances when we moved because this place that we moved into had no washer, no dryer, no fridge. So that was a whole rigmarole, right? But we got a washer and a fridge, and we finally got the dryer on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, Monday. So on Monday, I was like, I'm trying out this dryer. So at best, at our last place, we're talking at best, it would take
2 days.
4 to 5. We're talking at best
Yeah. Oh.
4 to 5 hours.
Oh, yeah. For towels?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at best. We're
Right.
talking at best.
Like the heat kicked on maybe
The
once.
normal was about 2 days.
Yeah.
Because no heat.
I wish we were joking.
This is not a joke.
Yeah.
We went without a dryer that didn't heat it up at all for over 2 years.
Yes.
The one we just moved out from the last place heated up like one every 15 times.
I feel like that's giving it too much.
It was about one every 15 times.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I do laundry a lot more than you do.
Right.
And I monitor the kids' laundry and that kind of stuff. So it was about 1 out of 15 times it would heat up. Didn't just say I was drying it.
Right.
I'm just saying it would heat up. And I don't know if it just heated up for like 2 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this new one, goodness. I washed 8 towels. The cycle to wash the towels was what? An hour and 8 minutes. Super wash. I even double rinsed.
Okay.
Hour and 8 minutes. 50 minutes to dry those towels. And when it says it's done and it sings, ding, 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 ding,
I don't think that's the right song.
it's the exact same song. I mean, we might get taken off because it was so perfect.
So on point.
They were totally 100% dry.
That's awesome.
And the cool thing about this dryer, when I saw it hooked up, I was like, this is weird. Why is there water back? Like a couple drips of water from the person who installed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hooked up to cold water because it can steam your stuff to get the wrinkles out. Like just if you're throwing in there for like 5 minutes, you can go steam and it gets the wrinkles out. I was like, I've never had, dealing with something for 10 years.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with dryer problems for probably the
8.
last 5 or 6 years.
I feel like it worked for the first 2.
First few years, I
Yeah.
was giving it for at least the last 6 years. We've been dealing with dryer problems.
Yeah.
6 years straight,
Yes.
and now to have something
Work.
level up, level up even from when it was functioning.
Yeah.
Woo! Super pumped. Super pumped. I'm back to enjoying doing laundry again.
I think the whole house is going to be happier because they can do laundry. Like a normal human being.
Yeah, we can. Well, I don't know about normal.
It is normal.
Because our humans are not normal. But okay,
all right, that's
they
fine.
will. They'd like to tell you different. I'm so different. I'm not like anybody else. You just don't understand me. Yeah, like everybody else.
Because they're teenagers.
Like everybody else at that age. I'm just different. Like different like everybody else. Yeah, my dad said that to me when I was a teenager. I was like,
you thought he was an idiot.
No, I didn't. I was like, I actually, because when I got my ear pierced at 14, he goes, I understand. You want to stand out and be different, just like everybody else. And he said that, and I go, yeah, but I still want the earring. That's what I said. I said, yeah, still want the earring, though. So, yeah.
Funny. My first one. Today, I got to rent a very cool truck.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't mine, obviously. If you follow me on Instagram, that was not my truck. I didn't buy it.
She might get a 4Runner now.
No.
It's a joke.
It was a Tacoma.
I understand. I was trying to include Ryan in the little... Goodness.
But it was a very beautiful, bright
your audience.
Orange Toyota Tacoma. And when I walked up to get my car, I was like, I don't want a Toyota because it doesn't work with Android. But this one did. And it connected seamlessly without having to plug anything in. It just felt it and said, hi, Sarah's Android 24, whatever my thing is called. It said, hi, Toyota Tacoma. And then we just meshed, and it was wonderful.
That's the relationship I have with Alexa, the Echoes in this house.
Yeah.
And you do not.
No, they don't like me.
Well, they just, because you
They
don't
even
like
listen
them.
to me. Anyways, that was my first one. So shout out to
That's
them.
the only one I
And
would
they
have.
didn't even charge me extra. Because I only pay for the little cars. I'm like, give me the $22 car.
Well, because I mean, those are usually the most economical for gas and everything, and they can park everywhere.
Right.
They're easy to get in and out. So yes, of course, that's what you're gonna do.
Yes. So when they gave it to me, and I thought, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? So, and I've driven a ton of cars.
I wish I could.
Of all shapes. Last time I was at this airport, they gave me a friggin' minivan that fit like 9 people. So they gave me this one. I was like, of course, Salt Lake. Of course, you gave me this big old truck by myself
I can find it
instead of just a tiny car like I wanted. But yeah, it was very pretty.
She took even like she was trying to, like, somebody was posing in front of it kind of picture you did.
Which one?
The picture you sent.
Oh, the one with the mountain in the back?
Let's see if we can, oh, that's not going to focus. You're going to have to do it.
Oh.
No, we'd have to do it on here. Here, watch this. We'll do a table.
Okay.
This one. See if we can do that.
It was really pretty. And it stopped raining, so it was nice. I just thought it looked actually weird in that picture, but
well, it looks like it's like on an album cover, or
yeah.
it's on a picture on the lot trying to be sold, or somebody's like going hiking in the mountains.
See, I was gonna squat in front of it and do that one. Like
it's
this.
Almost like that. Like you did wide angle or something.
I don't know.
Did you zoom out?
I don't know. I just stood there and took
But it looks like a zoom out, like wide angle lens.
After I took it, I thought Scooter's gonna be disappointed in this picture because I didn't put more effort into it.
Now, if you were trying to show off the wheel, like, because I used to do wheels and tires. So you always like set it perfectly like this and then turn the wheel just a little bit so you get the wheel like kind of in the foreground kind of thing.
That was just bad parking.
Well, I mean, you didn't want to hurt your knees either.
Man, also the issue I have with I'm not that short of a person, but every time I get a friggin' Jeep or like this car, I'm like, I hate hopping into a car and hopping out of it. Makes me feel small.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Well, short people for life.
I didn't like
short
it.
People, I mean,
but I did appreciate.
Short people have like no, what do they call it? No sympathy for you.
I know.
None at all. They're like, okay, 5'7". You find one car that you have to jump into.
2. I'm just kidding.
They're like, forget you, with less letters and ends with a K.
It's true.
All
right, go ahead.
That's really all I had. My good things really this week has been since last week. I mean, we can do what we did in between last time and here.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that. But really, the good things are to me are I have only one box left to unpack.
Yeah.
The appliances are all functioning.
Yeah.
Not the ones that were existing here. They're not functioning perfect, but they're functioning.
Right.
Right. There's only one that doesn't function perfectly. It's the microwave.
True.
Everything else is functioning very, very well.
The oven. Still
Well,
learning.
I haven't used the oven.
Still
so
learning the oven.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
But the dishwasher is working great. The ones that I use, like dishwasher, washing machine, dryer, fridge, those ones. Those are the ones I use. You use the stove.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, that's all I do. I just use the stuff.
You don't use a coffee maker. You don't drink coffee.
I make tea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a push button,
I
Keurig.
use the microwave.
No, you use the oven, stove, and the oven, stove. Yeah, and microwave mostly.
Yeah.
And the fridge is doing great.
Fridge is doing great.
Just make
Makes
little ice cubes, big ice cubes.
It's doing
keeping
its
our
job.
keeping our water chilled and ready for us. I'm really enjoying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Samsung finally canceled my order.
But it's marked it as delivered. Is that because it got delivered from Costco?
That's ours. That's the Costco one.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. The Samsung one, they just sent it to me and said, "Hey, it's been canceled."
So that means you still have like over almost $4,000 in credit from a company that you're not going to use.
Never.
You opened up. That's a thing.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay. Well, in this, I mean, realistically, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we had between the two of us. We had better credit than we thought.
Yeah.
Realistically, going into this move, we're like, oh, we have bad credit, and I was like, we have average.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because we come from bad. I mean, I do. You've come from bad.
Well, we came from good, then we effed it up, so then it turned
bad.
You know how it goes.
Yeah. So we're in the average cycle, but it's also one of those things like we needed a fridge, we needed a washer and a dryer, and we're like, we already had to come up with almost $12,000 just to move.
Right.
These are real numbers. Like it was almost 12 grand
Right.
just to move. We're talking just to move.
To move in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. No, it was 9.
Yeah. It was,
It was
10.
9.
It was closer to 10.
Yeah, closer to 10. And the other few $1,000s, that was for the appliances. That's where I was at. And I'm sitting there like, where are we going to get that money, right? So I have something. Why am I pulled up here?
I don't know. We're watching YouTube while our show's going.
I have no idea. I was trying to watch our channel.
It's rude. It's rude, I tell you.
That was weird. Okay. Yeah, all of a sudden, like, I was watching another podcast.
Shame.
All right.
Shame, shame.
Shame. Where was I going? Where was I at?
How much money? And
Yeah.
better
So
credit.
we had to come up with another few $1,000s, and we're like, oh, now we have to actually really look at some stuff. And so in the midst of ordering something, they lost it. So we had a loan out on that. Somehow,
it was a no interest loan.
yeah. Somehow you
to get the
got 2
appliances.
more
Yeah.
in the interim. So
Yeah.
we have 1. Basically, we have 3, and only you had to use 1.
Yes.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Especially if they can transfer other stuff to it. No, I don't think
No.
they can now. No, it's high interest. No, it was 0 interest.
Zero interest.
Yeah.
We're still doing it. Anyways, so that was my other one. And then, because we haven't talked about this yet, and I don't know why,
What?
Eminem dropped an album and we haven't even discussed it.
Okay, but we also didn't discuss our whole thing that we did on Saturday?
I know. Friday.
Friday.
Yes. But this was prior to that, and we didn't even talk about it.
Okay.
If you guys haven't listened to Eminem's album, we're not even friends. We're not even friends.
Well, we're strongly disappointed in you. And if here's my truth, which is totally fine. This is no judgment on another human being. If you listen to the album and you are offended by it, you don't understand it.
Fair.
You're not getting what it's trying to say.
Yeah.
So there are such things as called parodies.
Yep.
There's alter egos. All these types of things that have been in hip hop since the beginning for over 50 years that can help you project and show 2 sides to something.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I always look at it that way. If you're not enjoying it and you're offended by it, then you're kind of not getting, not the joke. You're not getting the parody
Yeah.
of it.
Yep.
Okay. So amazing musicianship. The guests that are on it. I mean, Jelly Roll's on everything, including Eminem.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the funny part. Did you know this week Jelly Roll releases a song with MGK?
Gross. Just kidding.
No, I'm just saying, like, wow. You know?
Yeah.
So next is gonna be Bieber.
If you listen to anything on
Drake.
this album, you have to listen to Guilty Conscience #2
Yes.
and Temporary.
Temporary's just I didn't think he had that type of song in him.
Yeah.
He's had some that were close to that.
Mm-hmm.
But he never went that rich and deep and thick and like
That one has made everybody I know who listens to it cry.
Yeah, because I mean, he's been in the industry 30 years?
At least, right?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
What?
He's heck old now.
90s? 30?
Yeah.
It's got to be about 30 years.
Yeah.
And has never done something, and I'll have to say, as heartfelt and still aggressive as that song.
Yeah.
Super cool setting. The premise of it, I'm not going to spoil anything of it, but it's like, if you're going to listen to anything,
Those are the two on the
those
album.
are two.
Yeah.
And also where he raps over Somebody Save Me.
Yeah, that one's good too.
Jelly
Save
Roll
Me's
song.
good.
Because is it Somebody Save Me or just Save Me?
He's just called Save Me.
But it's the last song on the album.
Yes.
And it is a Jelly Roll song. And Jelly Roll, like, he sang it with him. He did the whole thing, you know. So it wasn't like he just sampled Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll was a part of it, which is so cool. So yeah, got to talk about that.
And then last Friday we went to Los Angeles.
Yes, we
to
did.
see S&G.
S&G, we went there. One of our favorite podcasts from the UK. We talked about it last Thursday.
Yes.
But we actually went there. So what are your takes?
It was awesome. It's funny because had to have been in the crowd like 80% women, 20% men.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was the breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Which made me laugh because I was like, I don't find them attractive people.
But they are, how do you put it? I'm just going to say it. They have, and they even they did a competition without saying or trying to express big dick energy.
Yeah.
They have big dick energy.
That's true.
So I think that's where
And I'm not saying they're ugly. I'm just not. I'm just like
I mean, as guys, they're
not ludicrous. I'm just kidding.
no, but they're also not as talented as Ludacris. Right. So there's something with his personality and his talent that kind of puts it up there.
Right.
But if Ludacris didn't rap, he just had the personality like they did. He might not be as.
That's true.
But their personality is really good, very interactive. It was really, really good. So I suggest if you're a fan of this show, you'll kind of see not where we get stuff, but it was like, we've been playing games since day one. And then she introduced me to this thing that I was like, oh, we do games and those types of things. I didn't even pose for that pic. She just took a pic.
Okay. I got you.
I don't know what it's for.
All right.
Oh, so check it out. It's one of our favorite ones that we watched together. There's two, I think, that we watched together. S&G is our primary one.
Big one, yeah.
And then Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
It depends on the guest.
Yes.
We will watch that because his most recent guest was
Questlove.
and I was like,
I re-listened to it.
I'm a huge because I paused it every like 5 minutes because I was like, gotta break this down.
I know. I was like, I can't function this way. Cheers, Ryan. I can't.
Oh.
Cheers. Ooh.
Cheers.
I can't function the way Scooter watches and listens to things. He'll stop and be like, let's break this down. I was like, I can't. He's like mid-sentence. Let him talk.
No, I just, when I watch something or listen to something, I'm not analyzing like the quality of it or anything like that. Yes, I am. The quality of the content. Right. And even if it's not great, the content's not that great. I was like, oh, that was enjoyable.
Yeah.
But if it's rich and deep in thought and has a lot of sustenance, I was like, I got to break this down.
Yeah.
And you're going, can't you just enjoy it? And here's
but
how
that is you enjoy
that's how I enjoy it.
Right.
Like, just I have to really break it down in my brain.
Yeah.
I
I just lose focus when you do it. Like when I re-listened to it, I was like, there was so much that I don't even remember hearing.
Yeah.
So I usually everything that we watch, I re-listen to when I'm in the car because I'm like, there's so many things I miss because all that stuff's going on.
Yeah. Yes.
Mike
Trombley.
Trombley, hello. Okay.
Congratulations on the new house, my dude.
Oh, congrats.
Congratulations.
Man. So S&G was awesome. LA was LA. We had a cool suite ish. It was like a junior suite. Remember, I was like super excited.
It was really, I mean, it was an old building.
Yeah.
So, and again, I even went in there and nerded out. I was looking at all the old switches and going, these switches have been here for a long time. And then when like, but these plugins are new.
Yeah.
This is weird. I wonder how they're wiring this.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
these plugins are new, but they're not good.
The best part of this hotel is that we got to check out at 4 p.m.
Yeah. No joke, because she
It's
pulled out
awesome.
a huge line of credit.
No, that wasn't one.
Oh, I thought that's why.
No.
But isn't that where we got the huge line of credit too? It's a Marriott card, isn't it?
Yeah. But that wasn't the reason. It's because how many stays that I've had.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not the card?
No, it's just the stays.
Yeah. So there you go, UK. We actually did stay in the hotels. We didn't just buy our way into the status.
That's what all the European people say.
Because they're
True.
just,
Not even just
justifiably.
the European. Everybody who's not American is like, we can't get a credit card like you guys can and get status.
Yeah.
We actually have to stay at hotels.
Stay at all the
to get
hotels.
status.
Over here, it's like you can pull out a credit, you can get points on some other
To
card.
refer people.
You do all that stuff,
Yeah.
referrals, and then you get this status, and you've stayed in a hotel like 3 times.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they're like 70 stays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks. Anyways, that was cool.
Earned. Yeah, it was it was a fun weekend. We had some pretty big bumps,
Yes.
you and I. I think there was an expectation and I think that's when most of our disconnects when we do stuff together there's an expectation one way or the other.
Yeah.
And
not
somehow
announced
we
at some
don't
point.
fulfill ourselves.
Yeah.
We fall short on ourselves, or if the other person you feel they fell short on you, so it gets kind of that we had the relationship thing, but the time was great.
Right.
It was just after it, like for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And the next day was great too,
Right.
because we went to the Grammy Museum.
We did go to the
We
Grammy.
walked.
It said it was only 16 minutes, which it was.
It was.
But
But
Scooter
if
only
you-
had Crocs sliders on.
Well, I didn't know we were going on a jaunt.
it was free. So staying
it
in the
was
hotel
hot.
was free.
It was also hot.
It was like
no, you got a free
92.
pass to the Grammy Museum, so that was really cool.
Yes.
It wasn't as cool as like Mopop by any means.
No.
So if you're looking at going to any sort of music and arts and nerd
Mopop
kind
still
of stuff,
wins.
yeah, go it's downtown Seattle.
Yeah.
Go to Mopop Museum. It's the coolest. It's interactive in most areas.
There
and,
were
yeah.
a couple things at the Grammy Museum that I didn't get to do because these friggin' kids were in there. The Grammy Camp kids were taking
Yeah.
over the rap station, and I really wanted to record myself rapping, and I didn't get to.
There, I gotta say that's the one part. The hip hop one was done quite well.
It was cool.
Like all the walls look like silver puffy jackets.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
like, you got me at this. They also what's the name of the word? Spodiodalicious.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's the name of the song.
Outkast
One
song.
of my favorite Outcast songs.
Yeah.
It just has such great sounds. They had a whole booth just playing that song
Yes.
because of how pioneering it was. It was like, finally, like everybody that I played that song for, there's like, oh, that's nice. Makes me feel chill. And I'm like, no, you're not listening. And so for them to have a whole booth just for that song,
Yeah.
not for Outkast, but for that specific song,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I was so excited about that.
The hip hop section was cool.
Yeah.
Eminem wasn't in it, which who's never won a Grammy, which I think is effing psychotic.
Is
but
that's
whatever.
that's not a
What?
doesn't need to be a thing.
Ever.
Doesn't need to be a thing.
That's my last good thing.
He could sit next to Carson Daly and Fred Durst.
We could.
Who won the Grammy first? I think that's what he said, right?
Yeah. Stupid.
That's exactly what he said.
All right, let's do this.
Haha.
Rant of the week. Rant of the week.
Rant of the week.
All right, so my whole week was a rant. My whole week.
But
is
I
busy.
mean,
But you go ahead.
she's a travel ranter, so
This is a whole travel blog right now.
well, that's been kind of your segment. So if it's a rant of the week, it's
Only
travel rant from Sarah. Is
if
what it ends
if
up
I've been
being,
traveling, yeah.
which is almost every other week.
I took the last 3 weeks off from
So
traveling.
you're traveling on X4.
Yeah. Now take 2 weeks off after that.
Uh,
Do you want to hear my rants or what?
go for it.
But I have to share this statement that I heard somebody say at the airport because I wrote it down because it was so good. This old guy told this younger guy, and the young guy felt very uncomfortable after he said it. He said, "Your backpack has more zippers than a New York hooker." And I was like, "The F?" And they didn't know each other. They didn't know each other at all. I was like, "Oh, that's a keeper, right?"
I mean, I don't get the joke.
He didn't either, because the poor young guy was like, "Oh, okay," just kept on moving.
I'm trying to think of something that has a lot of zippers.
I don't know.
Well, I do. I mean, Michael Jackson's jackets. You know, at one point that would be a reference. Even nowadays, people are like, "What are you talking about?"
Right.
But I was like, I'm thinking of a lot of things that have zippers.
I don't. And why does a hooker have all the zippers on?
Yeah, in New York.
It was
Like, I'm just trying
it
to
was
say,
bizarre, and I was like, I don't. And the look on the young guy's face, they didn't have that kind of They weren't having that kind of conversation.
Is there another like when you say zipper? Is that a slang for something else?
Maybe
somewhere.
You know, like when hookers go, roop, roop, you know what I mean?
No. They
the
go
lower region?
Verp, verp. Yeah, they
Zippers.
unzip your pants.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Maybe
well, why can't you just say unzip your pants and zip them back up? But that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I didn't ask him. I laughed and I wrote it down and moved on.
Do people in New York not wear button flies?
I don't. Apparently not. The only zippers.
I mean, do like trench coats have buttons? I'm like,
hookers aren't taking off your trench coats.
I just don't know.
I don't know, but it made me laugh really hard.
If there's a slang of something zipper that's a slang, I gotta know this.
Okay, my next one. Why does the Portland airport have so much carpet?
It's good. I mean,
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't like carpet as much as I was becoming more wise.
Yes.
I'm not liking carpet as much.
I just feel like dragging your suitcase across that carpet sucks. It's a giant airport. I'm like, the amount of carpet that you guys keep, and you could tell they've replaced it. You could see how
just saying
somehow they
the
found
frequent
the old
flyers in Portland are ripped.
Seriously, I think just the shoulder. I was like, come on.
Yeah, they're ripped. Speaking of that, did you know I hurt my shoulder?
Doing what? Sleeping?
No, but because you were gone.
Yeah.
The last 4 days.
Yeah.
So I had to scratch my own back.
Oh my gosh.
And so like my shoulder like almost went out.
That happens when you don't stretch.
Yeah, I haven't used like a fork or something, like a long spoon. And I was scratching. All of a sudden my shoulders went cramped up.
You gotta stretch.
It's just my shoulders.
That's an issue.
It's my shoulders right now.
Yeah.
Right now are bad. They've been bad for a long time. But
funny.
But that happened. That happened this afternoon. Locked up.
So I treated myself to a first class flight.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it on a small plane. It's not worth it.
Well, I didn't know you took a small plane.
I didn't know it was going to be a small plane.
What was it, an Airbus?
No, it was I think it was still a Boeing. But it's the one that just has like, the whole way back is like 2 seats on one side and 1 seat on the other. And I was like, so the only thing I got was more leg room. And I'm like, what was the point of this? My suitcase didn't even fit. Like, normally you could put it in like this way. I had to turn it sideways because it didn't go further back. Actually, I had to take someone else's spot because the one above my head only went like this far. And I'm like,
so they're like first class people check.
No wonder it was only $100.
800?
100.
Oh.
100 to upgrade it.
Oh.
So I learned that lesson. Next
800.
lesson. When you go to LAX and you're trying to get to the rental car, read the bus names. Because it's not advertising. Like normal buses will just advertise on them. No, the bus is telling you which car rental agency it's going to.
It's telling you that
didn't realize that
when you're on the bus.
Well, when the bus pulls up, it'll say like, "Well, here's why I thought it was everybody."
Verbally?
No, on the side of the bus.
Oh,
It says like national.
Yeah.
It says like a bunch of names.
Oh, you didn't look for that.
No, I saw it. That's how I
just-
knew it was the rental car bus. But I didn't know it was like specifically just these places.
So to get your Xerox copy machine fixed, you went to the Xerox place, but you own a Canon. Is that how that?
Listen, I get on a lot of buses to get to car rentals. I've never had one where it's so specific. And so I talked to the lady who dropped me off, and I said, listen, I got on the wrong bus. How do I get back to LAX? Because I don't know if you guys have been to LAX. It's an effing zoo. It's terrible. Don't go there. And she's like, well, if you talk to the other bus driver, she may be able to drop you off at the budget. I said, okay. So I asked her, and she's like, yeah, go ahead and sit on the bus. So we're driving, and I see budget, and I'm like, well, maybe just like loop around. And so then we get back to LAX, and I was like, do I need to get on that bus to go to budget? And she's like, girl, I forgot all about you. I said, it's fine. It's that kind of day. It's fine. So I got off her bus to get on the budget bus to go get the rental car. I was going to tip her, too, because I thought she was going to drop me off back at budget. And then as I see it go by, I thought, well, I'm not tipping you anymore. You just took me back to LAX.
You did nothing special.
Oh.
Good Lord. Babe.
Yeah, I told you it was a.
Well, it was. I mean,
it was all me.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. It was all me.
We have had, and every time that we've ranted about traveling, at least on this podcast, it's because we took something besides Southwest.
Yes, that's so true.
And this time you chose to choose two different.
Oh, I
airlines.
think it was on 3.
Yeah, you went American.
No, did I do American this time? United.
Okay.
Delta, Southwest this
I thought
time.
you didn't do United.
United was, yes, I did do United. That was the one to LA.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And
Alaska.
Yeah.
I did 4. Alaska. That was the one that screwed me.
And none of them were Southwest.
No, the flight to Portland was Southwest. My
Oh,
initial flight there was Southwest. Those were all good. Those were great. It's everyone else that's been screwing me over.
It's insane.
All right.
And that's why it's like so many people that rant on Southwest.
I know. They never let me down.
All right,
I have
more?
2 more funny ones.
All
Two
right.
more. Okay.
This is
So-
a Sarah Travel Show.
Sorry.
Coming in hot.
I just thought it was funny. So I got on the plane this morning very effing early. My flight took off at 5:30. I had to be there at like 4:45 or something like that. Anyways, so they said it's a full flight. I get in my seat, drowsy because I'm tired, and no one's sitting next to me. I was like, money, this is great. I'm going to have the whole row to myself. The people across from me are 3 people. And so the lady's like, asked the flight attendant, well, can I sit over there because no one's there? And I was like, no, that's not fair. You picked the wrong row. Why do I have to share my row with you? So she did. And then she took over the middle seat. And I'm like,
How'd you
this
take over
was-
the middle seat?
she just put her stuff in it.
No, I'd say no.
I'm like, this was my row. She flipped down the thing. She took over the tray, took over the seat. So then we go to land. And I'm thinking, as I'm watching everyone deplane, she's just sitting here, like just hanging out, not preparing to get up, just sitting there. And she still has trash and her stuff in the middle seat. And I'm like, the actual F. And then like the row in front of us leaves and she's like, oh, like, I'm like, half a plane just got off and you didn't even realize
it's
we're
not
doing something.
Oh, like when you land, the whole plane shakes. So you know you're on the ground.
Right. Yes.
So no,
Like literally, she said out loud, oh, I was like, well, I mean, I unbuckled. I have my backpack on. And I'm like looking at you wondering, are we not getting off the plane today? So then she like struggling to get all her stuff up as people are passing us now because she hasn't got out of her seat. And then she's like, sorry. And I'm like,
and when somebody says something like says, "Oh, sorry," I said, "Yeah, I do have an appointment I need to be at." I've said that to people.
Yeah.
Like, I do have somewhere I need to be.
I'm just like, you've had so much time.
No.
Have you never been on a plane before?
I've said that so many times. It's like, yes, I have somewhere to be.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're not. If you were cognitive of other people,
Right.
Is that what it is?
Yes. Cognizant?
Cognizant of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't give F.
No.
My last.
I'm like, I try to take up little space.
yeah.
Be ready, get out there before I want to punch some of the other guys in the kidney that bypass me and stand right in front.
Yes.
I was like, you're 2 rows behind me and you are more important than me. And
Yeah.
I got up quicker than anybody else in these last 6 rows.
Right.
So I might throw you back over my shoulder.
Yes. Sometimes I get off a plane, it just makes people angry. All right, this is my weirdest encounter I've ever had in an airport. To date. So I go into the airport today.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah,
and this lady was sitting down, and I come in, and she looks at me, and she's like, "Do you have any hand sanitizer?" And I was like,
I do have hand sanitizer.
I was on.
Let me get it for you.
I was on the phone. I just said yes, and she looked at me. She's like, "You do?" I was like, "Yeah." So I'm getting out of my bag, and she just does this and holds her hand out, and I was like, "Okay." Because at first I handed it to her, and she didn't grab it. She just put her hand out, and I was like, "I guess she wants me to put some in her hand." So I open it, and I put like a normal amount in her hand, and she just kept her hand there, and I was like, "Okay." So I added more, and then she's like, "Can I just do it myself?" And I was like, "How much hand sanitizer do you need?" So she takes it, and she squirts like half my bottle in her hands, where it's like dripping out of her hands.
At that point, I mean, just keep it.
And then she makes so much eye contact with me as she's like rubbing it in her hands, and I'm like, "I gotta go." I told Becca, I was like, "I gotta get out of here."
And
so
yet you took the bottle back.
I didn't know. It was so weird. I didn't know what to do. And so out loud, I was like, "Becca, let me call you back after I get through TSA." I was like, "Get the F out of here." This is so weird.
To me, it was a similar level when you told me that story. Not to one up or anything, but this was a long, long time ago. I was at a bus station in between, where was it? Kentucky and Montana. I was 16, taking a bus, and I was hanging out with an older guy. So we were going to bars and having drinks and smoking cigarettes. It's totally fine.
How old are you?
16.
Okay.
But I wasn't with, he didn't know me. I met him on the bus.
So some older guy.
He was probably in his 30s.
Bought you alcohol and
Yeah,
cigarettes.
well, I just walked in and they just served. He didn't buy it. I bought it. They just served it to me.
What the F is happening in Montana?
This is between Kentucky and Montana on a Greyhound bus. People don't give an F about people that are getting off a Greyhound bus. They just want them in and out. But in Fargo, North Dakota, so this is a long story long, but Fargo, North Dakota, and I may have told this story on here before, but I was spending, I didn't have a lot of money, right? So I bought a Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
When I think back then they were only like 16 ounces. They weren't even the big ones. And I just open it, have a drink of it. And this older lady, probably, to me, she was older, but she's probably younger than me. No, probably about my age now, probably late 40s, early 50s. And she starts explaining to me, showing me all of her tickets that she's trying to get away from an abusive husband and traveling. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm not even saying sorry to hear that. I'm like, I'm 16. I'm going, okay.
Yeah.
She goes, so could I have a drink of your Dr. Pepper? And I was like, she has a drink of my Dr. Pepper. Her lips are going to be on my Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
So I was like, in my brain, I'm just going to buy another Dr. Pepper. And I go, you could just have it. And I gave it to her because I wanted to not have her lips on my Dr. Pepper and then I drink it afterwards.
Right.
That was my goal.
Right.
So after she takes a drink of it, she kisses me on the mouth.
It's so gross.
So the whole point of me giving her Dr. Pepper, now I want the Dr. Pepper back to wash up the stank, because it was cigarettes, coffee, disappointment.
It's so gross.
That's what it tastes like. It tastes like disappointment and fear.
Ew.
But I wasn't even traumatized. I was just like, that's gross.
I would be traumatized.
In my brain, I was like, that's so gross.
No, I'd be absolutely traumatized. I need therapy.
Yeah, that just, when you did that, I was like, that's why I was thinking when you just, if somebody's going,
I should have
with all that, I go,
I should have just said keep it.
I said keep it.
I know, I should have.
I was like, I can get 99-cent sanitizer all day long.
Also, I think it's hilarious because that's one of the airports where they literally still have sanitizing stations, everywhere. But she didn't. She was odd.
Then you see her like 2 doors down. She's like bathing in one. So you just push that more. Just push it more. I need to get a good rinse.
Oh gosh, don't talk to people at airports.
No,
I usually
you're not supposed
don't.
to.
I didn't.
You're not supposed to.
I didn't even make eye contact this time. I did so much better than I normally do. I was on the phone, and she still asked.
And I'm one of those guys that talks to people at random places.
Yes.
I am literally like, what commercial is that?
Which one? Airport.
Like becoming your parents.
Oh yeah. Which one is that? Allstate?
I think so.
Allstate.
Where you're becoming.
Yeah,
I'm
those
like,
are great.
Oh,
He
especially
really
the
is
one
that
with
guy.
LL Cool J.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he knows who he knows who he is.
Oh, that's a good one.
So yeah, that's a really good. But I become that in some areas, and I have to catch myself, and I look at other people doing the same thing, and I go, "Oh crap, that's me."
Yes.
So in airports, I do nothing.
Yeah.
I talk to bartenders, or if we're at a bar and there's another person there that starts the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with it. But I don't initiate the conversation at airports.
No.
I don't.
Oh, can I share one more?
You've
Sorry.
got a ton of these.
So-
This is another rant.
Kind of.
Travel rant.
It's just a funny story. So we're heading to, I don't know where I was going. Anyways, on a plane. And it was Southwest, so you get to pick your own seat. They've announced that it's not completely full flight. It's pretty close, but not completely full. So I'm in my window seat where I always am, and the two seats next to me are open. This lady comes in, and as she comes in and sits, she sits in the middle. And I thought, oh, someone must be with her. No, she was by herself. She just sat right next to me. And I thought, what's happening right now? Why are you sitting next to me? There's so many seats open.
I mean, at that point, you can say, it was like, there's nobody going to sit in the other seat. Oh, but I like the middle. I was like, well, then find me another flipping window seat.
And then then someone ended up sitting next to her. So we had a full row.
Oh.
And so we land, and she was like, I had pretended to be asleep the whole time because she looked like a talker.
Ugh.
And so when we landed, she's like, I'm so sorry I didn't wake you up for snacks and stuff. And I was like,
I was awake. I just didn't want you to know I was awake.
said, no worries. And then she told the guy next to me, she's like, thank you so much for keeping conversation with me on the flight. He's like, you really did most of the work.
Did he really say that?
The best answer I've ever heard.
He's like, he took out his AirPods, right? He goes, you did most of the work because I didn't hear anything.
I thought that poor
I just
guy.
kept nodding my head. Didn't hear a word.
Oh, man.
Sitting, I mean, here's me, but there's other people that in my life that I do appreciate that are those people.
Yeah.
Ryan. You're one of those people that would probably talk to the guy the whole time. But it's one of those things, if somebody if you start the conversation on a plane and the other person doesn't reciprocate,
Right.
don't be offended.
Right.
Just like, this is, you don't know where they're at in life.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
They may not have slept in 20 some hours because they've been working.
Right.
This is their one time to get a few hours of sleep.
Right.
And knowing Sarah, that's her 2 hours of nap that she hasn't slept. I mean, you got on the plane at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And when you get off the plane, you're not going home to sleep. You're
Right.
going to a place to go work.
Yes.
Then work all day and then taking a flight home
Yes.
so you can take another nap.
Right.
So sometimes these flights are naps.
Yeah.
Because I used to have that problem on trains. It's like I find a seat that's way away from everybody because it's like chatty is not a cool thing for me.
Yeah,
I
no.
only have an hour and a half. I had to get up at 4 o'clock to be to work by 7,
Right.
on a train. So, yeah. Yeah. But I mean, if you reciprocate, like sometimes, like I do like when somebody brings up a conversation and I'm like, I'm interested in that person. They not only that, but they have a good vibe and they don't smell like garbage.
I have a good don't talk to me face, I feel like. It's mainly me asleep. Because people think it's odd, but I fall asleep before the plane takes off. People are like, how do you sleep on a plane? How do you not?
I close my eyes
Right.
and wake up when we get there.
Facts. I feel the ground hitting and I'm like, oh, we're here. We've done it.
Like, how can you eat that? How can you eat that? Put it in my mouth, chew, and then swallow. I don't understand.
Ryan says, I always start the first conversation. If they seem stoked, I'll keep talking.
If
If they seem uninterested, I'll leave them alone.
Yeah, and it's not it's like a lot of times we have to read that it's not that they're uninterested.
Yeah.
They're just, this is a specific time for them.
Right.
It's a lot of 99% of the time I feel it's not about you.
Yeah.
You're not offending them. You're not frustrating them. It's just, this is their only time that they get some sort of peace.
Right.
Because they've been talking to somebody all day long. They've been working all day and they have to do it when they land too.
Yes.
Like as soon as they get off the
I
plane.
have to re-energize to
As soon
go
as you get off
talk
the
to
plane,
people.
as soon as you get off the plane, you're on a phone call with Rebecca.
No.
That's pretty common.
That's not true.
You're on the phone call with somebody.
No. I'm trying to figure out GPS, and then I have an appointment in 30 minutes.
It's like, I don't want a Toyota, okay?
Don't. Well, now I'm on Toyota. Now I'm okay with them. They sink. All right, what's your rant?
Oh, yeah, USPS.
Oh, jeez. Preach, honey.
Is that all I got to say?
No, I mean, everyone knows, but go ahead. Tell them what's happening.
USPS. So we're doing a change of address. It just comes to one of these things of like, don't smile at me and then still talk to me like I'm stupid. Ooh. Or it's not even a cynical thing. It's more of like, he's trying to, the person that I have to deal with right now a lot. It's the same guy. It is the same guy. He's the only guy that works the window.
That sucks.
No, okay, let me explain real quick. USPS, we moved, right? So we got everything forwarded. Should be simple. Change of address. Mm-hmm. Nope. The place that we moved into right here, the last person who lived here took the keys.
Yes.
To the mailbox. So it has to be rekeyed. So we've been waiting over a month for it to get rekeyed. So while it's being rekeyed, everything that comes to this address is on hold at a place that's about 20 some minutes from here.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, we have our stuff from our last place forwarded to this address. So once it gets forwarded to this address, then it gets placed on hold at the same post office. So it was more of going in there, and because this was the only solution they gave me at the whole post office in Sacramento. It has to be picked up at this one location because that's your post office.
Yep.
So there's tellers, and then there's a door with a ding dong bell. The ding dong bell is one guy works there. He comes up there, gets a bunch of people's addresses that their stuff on hold, then takes this little trolley thing. It's not even a bike. It looks like when you have a knee injury or a leg and you're that's what it is. It goes out to some big warehouse somewhere in Neverland because you can't see over the walls with the cameras. It looks like prison.
Yeah. And
then comes back and opens up the door and starts yelling out addresses. So if he's out there already, you got to wait for him to come back, get your address, then go back out there. So I'm asking him multiple questions. Like, I got you for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got him, everybody else wants him too. And I was like, I was here first, guys. You saw me here first. I let one lady go, and I'm like, I'm not letting anybody else go. Like, there's no line situation. There's no way to stand in line. But when you go up to him, he's very smiley, but he never tells you what you need to hear.
Yeah.
Never any good information. And I said, well, I just want to verify that my old address is getting forwarded to my new address because I'm not getting any mail at my old address.
Right.
Because I can only get mail here at this address. And he goes, well, what's your zip code? And I told him, and he goes, oh, I can't check that one. I was like, well, the only place I can pick up my mail is here according to my zip code.
We have the same. Our zip code hasn't changed, by the way.
No.
It's the same zip code.
It's not like it's. And he goes, well, where is it going to? I said, same zip code. He goes, oh, I can't check that one. I'm like, but this is where you're holding my mail is at this zip code at this place. He goes, well, let me go check your mail, and comes back. And he comes back. And it's just stirring in my body. Like, my zip code, I have to pick it up at this address, this USPS. That's the only place that I can do it. It's my post office.
Right.
So when he comes back, I go, so you can't check if the forwarding is in effect from the old address to the new address. He goes, no, I can't check that one. I said, well, if you can't, then where am I supposed to go? Who can?
Right.
And he goes, oh, my supervisor can. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you can check. You just personally don't have access.
Right.
But while I'm waiting in this interim, right, the supervisor shows up. Not for me. He's just showing up after a meeting, you could tell. But I didn't know he was. He just looked important.
Yeah.
But he didn't look like he worked for the USPS, for United States Postal Service. He didn't. He just walked by like he was important. And he goes, have you guys been helped yet? I said, well, yeah, kind of. The guy I already got my address. And he goes, no, that's a yes or no question. Did you get helped yet? I'm like, I want to get pissed. I know that I can't raise my voice
Right.
at a federal employee, but I'm going, you should ask a yes or no question if you want a yes or no answer, because that was not a yes or no question. Have you been helped yet? No, I haven't been helped. I did speak to someone.
Right.
Oh, then you have been helped. They're like, no, I haven't. I'm still sitting here. If I'd been helped, I'd be in my car going home because I got to pee really bad. And you have no public restrooms
In this public building.
in a public building
Yeah.
that we pay for.
Right.
These employees that work there, they are paid by our taxes, not the building and stuff,
Right.
but the employees.
Yeah.
Oh, we pay for them, but no public restroom. You're gonna ask me if I got helped, and I'm gonna tell you I really haven't been helped. But yes, you have, and I'm still here. Why would I hang out at the post office if I've been helped?
Right.
Why are you asking people that are sitting there waiting if they've been helped?
Right.
Nobody's been helped. If you've been helped, you leave. Right? Like you don't stand at the counter at like McDonald's.
Right.
Have you been helped yet? No, I don't have my burger. I ordered. Oh, you've been helped then. I was like, no, I haven't. Somebody took my order. Doesn't mean I've been helped. There's a big disconnect between have you spoken to somebody yet?
Right.
Have you received your order yet? Have you guys, like, don't just say, have you been helped and expect a yes or no answer.
Right. It's
That's
complicated.
not being helped. Two different things.
So-
Ask Jack
So unfortunately, Scooter has to go back once a week
at least, like minimum once a week.
until they rekey our box.
Because I have to go back there, go in there, stand in line forever, to find out our key isn't there yet. They haven't rekeyed it yet. And then I get in another, not a line. I go outside where there's this wooden door that says, please ring the bell. So you go, ding. And everybody's sitting there going, everybody's looking at you like, why'd you ring the bell? I rang the bell too. It was like, well, I don't know if you rang the bell, but everybody's like staring at each other awkwardly. And he doesn't hear the bell. He's in some warehouse, like
Right.
90 to 100 yards in a different direction.
Yeah.
So all I say is the efficiency of our federal government services
That was trash.
is not, it's not trash.
Mm.
It's what's the word I'm thinking?
Old.
Yeah, we're talking
Oh.
like caveman
Yeah.
days. We're talking like ancient. Like Rome had better efficiency than our current federal government services.
Yeah.
I mean, they had running water. If it gets too hot here or something like this, your water gets shut off.
It's true.
That's insane.
It's very true.
Yes.
And your electricity.
Yeah. So,
So post office.
it's just it's not the people, it's the whole the way it's built, and there's nothing you can do about it because nobody cares enough to actually change it.
Yeah. I feel like we should just do a P.O. box. Because we do have a mini post office down the street from our house, but it's not a post. We can't.
Yeah. It's not
It doesn't do anything.
it's not a post office, it's a satellite or something.
Yeah.
It's a
So you
mailbox.
can have a post office box there and they'll take your mail there.
And they're like this big.
But they can't help you do it. They have the different sizes. They have big ones.
Not very big.
How big do you need it?
I get packages, man.
Oh my God.
I get packages.
Ridiculous.
You know, Mike's in the chat. You know, Mike. I get packages.
Mike, stop sending me stuff. I saw the message the other day.
What message?
Mhm.
What message did you get? What did you see?
Yeah.
What was it?
I saw it.
What was it?
I saw that you're getting something else.
How'd you know? Where'd you get the message?
I sit right next to you. When you start cheesing at your phone, I'm like, he just bought something. And I see Mike's name. I'm like, friggin' Mike.
That is usually, it's either 10 years or Mike. That's usually when I get cheesed up. And I'm like, oh, look what I found. All right.
That's it. That's all my rant.
Yeah, mine's a big USPS one because I'm still in the midst of it. I have to go every week still.
Yeah.
Until, yeah, whatever. It's fine. And we have stuff like we get paid that some of these things have money in them that pay
Don't
bills.
tell people that.
Everybody has those.
Just kidding.
So
right.
what's next?
What's up in your area? You have to tell us.
What's up in your area? What, you have it?
I
What
don't-
is it?
I don't have any.
You didn't look up anything.
I think you said you did.
I had one,
Well, let's go with it.
and you're staring at my paper, and you see there's nothing there.
What? So you had one, but you didn't write it down?
Yeah, because I just thought of it when we were talking about good things and stuff like
Oh,
that.
what is it?
So, Rancho Cordova.
What's up in your area?
Oh, man. Ugh.
Sorry.
What-
What's up in you?
What's up in you? So Log Off Brewing
Yes. Oh, yeah.
they're doing a, what is it called? Rock and Roll Week, I think is this week.
Is it just for... Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Tomorrow,
Yes.
they're having like heavy music concert all afternoon, evening.
Yeah.
There's like 7 different bands are going to be there.
Yes.
And they're all like from the area. And I listened to a couple of them and I was like, we got to at least go see a couple of them.
You don't have to buy tickets.
Yeah, there was $20 pre and then $25 at the door.
Did you already buy them?
No.
Oh.
They ran out of the pre-sales ones. I didn't know we were going to be able to do this because I'm going to start this off with, I love you, but I don't actually know what your schedule is and I don't know when you're around. So I didn't know.
Every Sunday, we go over my schedule.
But you have an audit tomorrow and I didn't know about that.
I said it.
Just like
No.
during this podcast.
No. I said it on family meeting.
Oh, I don't think so.
I did.
Well, if it's not on the calendar, you didn't say it.
Who said the same thing? Mariah? Mariah told me to say, no, CJ. He's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm in Utah. He's like, it's on the calendar. I was like, it's on the refrigerator calendar.
No, he can't say nothing.
No, he said, because you guys tell me I have to put stuff on the calendar.
But he doesn't.
I said, CJ, it's on the refrigerator calendar.
He doesn't put his stuff on the calendar. He thinks he does, but he puts it on some random calendar that we can't even see.
It's true. Anything else? That's all. That's what's up in us.
I can't do the whole podcast by myself. It's a Sarah and Scooter. It starts with Sarah and then Scooter. I'm supposed to be the ringer. You're supposed to be the talent that does all the good, flashy stuff.
I am.
And what's up in your area is the only segment that you said you would do.
I wasn't here.
Okay, but you still know we were doing it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you guys what's
You have
happening.
internet on the plane.
B? No, I don't. I'm not paying $8
B?
for that crap internet.
Why is my name B?
You know why. You
Because I'm the queen.
know why.
I'm Beyonce.
Go watch Deadpool. So I got you.
Oh yeah,
Make it
Deadpool, Wolverine.
That's it.
I've seen some spoilers. Looks dope.
We're gonna go watch it with my eyes closed.
Yeah, we're gonna probably do that.
Alright,
But yeah,
he
log off.
He wishes he could go.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to go on the release day.
Huh?
What?
No. To log off. Or I say he wishes he could go to
Oh.
log off.
Oh yeah, well you'll get there soon enough, my dude. From what I understand, maybe we'll have a.
Woot, woot.
Whoa, we could do a special one on our show here. We can
Oh,
have.
yeah.
We are having some people visiting
We
soon.
need to turn on the fan more though. It's toasty in here.
Good lord, like she's always complaining she's cold. Now it's like her
It's
temperature in
because
here. Now
being
she
on
thinks.
is very stressful. Makes my temperature rise.
Mm.
My Whoop told me I was in stress today for 3 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours and 49 minutes.
Because you're at work.
That is a lot of stress.
Yeah, I know.
I only get stressed at work.
I get stressed at sleep.
Yeah, I don't.
I only get stressed at sleep.
I only get stressed if we get in an argument before sleep.
That's true.
But those nights, that's when I get the most REM.
Well, that's because you're stressed.
Yeah. Apparently, the more you're stressed before you go to sleep, the more REM you get. That seems psychotic. Because you need REM to restore yourself. So you're supposed to be like stressed before you go to sleep so you can restore yourself.
I think stress. I think they have an issue with stress and strain. It's not. I don't know. Let's not discuss Whoop too much because nobody's gonna know what we're talking about. But realistically, it does tell me that like 99% of the time when I have any sort of stress, it's when I'm sleeping.
Mm.
And
your REM's high.
Yeah, I have really high
Always.
REM.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have dreams like no other. But the evening of the S&G thing, that I had over 2 hours of stress while I was awake.
Yeah.
Which is the first time ever I've ever had that much stress while I was awake. First time ever.
Yep. Huh. You have to sing Ryan's
What?
line, but you have to sing in the right tune. Let's see if he'll get it.
What? I don't know it. Was this an Adele song or something?
Guys,
What is this?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, because I would know a Taylor Swift song.
You should.
Why?
You have like 3 women in your family who are obsessed with Taylor Swift.
That's probably why I still keep having women in my family, because I don't listen.
Stupid. All right, let's shout it out.
Shout it out.
Shout out! Woo!
We need a refill.
How many do you have? We always refill at Advise Me Not. You just drank faster today.
And we also need. Well, no, I think we've gone longer. It's almost 8:30. Oh no, it's 7. We
We're
just
an hour in. Yeah.
I know, but and plus we have sounds like we have a fan upstairs.
Yeah.
Stomping
It's
is.
fine.
Yeah.
He's excited about this.
Yeah. So, being cognizant of other people. Just some people can't do it.
You know what I think would help him before we start this is not you, because I'll do it, but have him come down here and I'll go be him in his room so he can hear what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I think that would get him to realize, oh, I see what you guys are saying. Because right now he's like, I'm not making any noise. I don't understand what you guys are saying.
Oh, he's loud AF.
So I'm gonna have him come down here. So
and we've told him that since he was like 6.
but you can't be here because
Because he sounds like a
you guys are
freaking
not
walrus.
in the same space right now.
He sounds like a walrus.
All right, what you got?
Shout out to AVP. They were the delivery people
Oh,
that did our Costco delivery.
Was the same
on this-
people?
No, it was different.
oh,
This was Adonicio and Edwin.
okay.
Costco delivery people. They were in and out of here so fast, so awesome. Shook my hand. Were just like so nice and just went to work. Smiles, rocking it out. Okay, you guys are set. We checked it out. Good to go. You know, give him a little tip. I actually met him I walked out while they were leaving and he walked back up there and he goes, "Thank you so much." And I'm like, "Thank you." So that's why I tipped him. And then it was just amazing. Like, and they were like so early.
Yeah, they were.
Talking like 4 hours early
Yeah.
or something like
This
that.
supposed to be a 4 to 6. They were like, what?
Oh, they were here at like 2.
Yeah.
So 2 hours early, whatever. But they were here early. They texted me. Well, they called me. For some reason, I missed the call. I was told not to miss a call.
I said, answer all the calls.
And I think I was washing my hands or doing dishes I was doing something. And I was like, of course, that's when they called. But he also texted and said, we'll be there in like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Is that okay? And I was like, yeah, sounds great. So I got to say, shout out to, it's AVP Adonicio, Adonasio?
You did it right the first time.
Adonasio.
I don't know.
Adonasio and Edwin.
Nice.
So they were very awesome.
That's a good shout out. I'm going to shout out my little cousin, Aiden. He had to go back into PICU this week because he's had a rough time.
What is PICU?
No, it's
Infant?
not. What's the word?
Pediatric?
Jesus, intensive care unit. He was having problems breathing and he wasn't eating. And so we had to go in there and it was crazy because like the other time, he said multiple times we had to be in there, but he was the only kid in there. So he had like everyone's attention. They brought out like the little drivable car that he got to use. And he was like, whoa. So my cousin's girlfriend sends me videos and stuff and pictures of him and how he's doing. And it's just so freaking cute.
It's so crazy because like up until this point, it's been so bad going down to that same place.
Yes.
You know,
like, but they're
so
like,
it's-
oh, he has a procedure. Just kidding. There's no bed for him.
So it's not, it's to me, all that says is it's not the staff.
Yeah.
It's the people, the administration and the people running the place that just don't care.
Right.
They
Yeah.
forget they're helping people, let alone children.
He's home and he's doing better and he's just the little cute face and want to squish it. Little Aiden.
Well, you can't do that.
And I think his birthday's like the day after mine, if not the same day as mine. That's probably why I like him so much.
That's usually why you don't like someone.
Why'd you go accenty?
It's usually sure.
Shout out also to Becca for
Hmm.
just being Becca. That's all I got. I'm not even gonna elaborate. Shout out to Becca for being Becca.
For being homeless.
For being Becca. For like taking care of the thing that she needs to take care of and then making everything so much more than it needs to be sometimes, but because she thinks that's what people deserve.
Right. I mean, that is true.
And that's how she shows her love for people.
Yeah,
It's like,
that is very
you don't know you need this, but you need this.
But
So
you're gonna
I'm
get
going to do
this.
this for
I
you.
was like, I what am I gonna do with this?
Then you're like, you're right. I kind of like this. All right. I have one more.
Of course you do.
And I apologize because this is a little political-ish. So Trevor Noah had a new podcast out this week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
Well, he does it every week, so never mind.
And what they talked about on it was obviously all the stuff that's happening in the U.S. and like how, Biden's out and they're trying to get Kamala in. But the cool thing was the lady that he had on there, her and then his other friend who does like writing and stuff for TV shows, were talking about the moment when they, like, a ton of black women, people of color banded together and like, no, we're going to make Black Girl Magic happen. And we're going to make sure that people know that we want that Kamala should be in. And what they said, what I thought was interesting was like, it's not that we think that she's like the best person in the whole entire world. What we said was we're tired of seeing black women get stepped over. Because it's not that she's not qualified. She can run this country. She is qualified. The fact that they were throwing in Gavin Newsom, which I thought, the F4, sorry. But they were throwing in Gavin Newsom and all these other people. And they're like, she's literally right there. So they were saying that they started the Zoom call. And the cool part was, which I didn't even realize, Zoom can only hold up to like, I think it's like 10,000 people or something. And then it caps out. So they got on the hold with the lady who runs Zoom, the CEO of Zoom. And they're like, this is what we're trying to do. We need to make this better. And she opened it up to where I think 54,000 women were on this Zoom call to raise money to show that we're not going to let another woman of color get stepped over and just let some, what they said was white guy with nice hair walk in and just take the position because that's who they are. And I thought, that's the best statement I've ever heard. And I was like, oh my gosh, the amount of times. And again, it's one of those things of like, if you've never lived it, it's hard to even explain it. But to sit there and be so super qualified for something and they're like, right, but we took this other person that we decided has less experience and has no knowledge, and we want you to train them to do what you already can do, but we're not going to hire you to do it. Yeah. Like, the feeling of that when they said it, I was like, oh, God, I love what you guys are saying so much right now. Anyways, that was my shout out because I was like, one, Scooter needs to hear this whole podcast.
Yeah, I really, really do, because I'm a huge advocate of choosing the right person, because they're either overqualified means nothing to me. Yeah. But if you're qualified for the job, go for it. Right. Qualified, go. Right. But we know through experience, being in many management positions, many sub-management positions, that I can get a position 10 times easier than you. Yeah. And you are way more qualified in so many areas. But I know that I could apply for the same job and I would be considered. Oh, easily. 4 out of 5 times. Yeah. And you would not be. Yeah. 4 out of 5 times. Literally why we want you to go to convention with us and run our booth. Yeah, because I've seen it so many times. Yeah. My managers have been women. My managers have been black men, black women, men, whatever. And then I've also managed those, all the different, not all of them, but it was like, the different, and you're like, what? I was like, this person is so qualified for this position. There's like, but we can only have 2 females working at one location. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I'm like, excuse me? There's 7 of us at this location. Yeah. So you're saying only 1 out of 7 can be female. Yeah. Well, yeah, it just seems like when there's more than 1 female, things don't work out well. I've heard this. Yeah. And this is the owner of a company that I'm running a store for. And I go, well, I'm sorry. I already hired her. Yeah. And she's working in the shop. So you can do what you want. I mean, I think I've told this on here before. And it was like, and the person who owned the name, because we bought a franchise of it, the person flew from Florida because it was such a big deal to have 2 females. To have 2 females working in a wheel and tire shop. That's hilarious. He flew all the way up from Florida to Tacoma, Washington, in his ostrich boots, and he was like super rich. And I was like, yeah, I got 2 females. Like, one's my assistant manager. I manage the place, assistant manager, and one's my wheel tech in the back. She puts on the wheels and tires all day. Is she as fast as the guys? I was like, no, she's a little slower, but she never screws it up. I've gone through 7 guys. that want to do it so fast, they screw it up almost every time.
Right.
She's efficient. She gets it done in 40 minutes. It's supposed to be done in an hour. She gets done in 40 minutes. They're cleaned. Never have somebody come back with a problem.
Yep.
So you tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah. So
That's exactly what I was saying.
yeah.
So,
And again, not to be politically, because
So
I'm
we-
like,
yeah.
we don't. I mean, it's again, we do care who wins, but
Yes.
but the point of what they were saying
Being
was
qualified.
like so valid, and I'm like, oh,
being qualified for the job. And realistically, there are people that I trust in my life that personally know that human being.
right,
There are people that I actually know personally.
yeah,
Know that I trust their judgment.
right,
That personally know Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
She is qualified for the job. That's what it is.
yeah,
Saying she's not qualified for the job is insane.
right, yes,
Insane.
that part. All right, can I tell you one more thing I heard on the podcast I thought was interesting. So it was the Andrew Schultz podcast, which I don't know yet how I feel about it, but
He's a lot.
his co-host, you know that wedding that was in like the most expensive wedding it's ever happened, just happened in India.
No, I don't care about that.
You should. So it was a $600 million wedding, right? It lasted like I think a week. So somehow his co-host was able to get an invitation to go. And so hearing him describe, because he's like, I wasn't born in India, but I'm Indian. So when I go back there, they don't see me as Indian. They see me as
Right.
American.
Right.
He's like, so getting to go there and seeing like Indian movie stars and being like, oh my gosh, like I've only seen you on screen, and getting to meet all. He's like, the one thing that I geeked out about and I didn't realize I was going to was like, I saw a cricket player. Like, he's like, the guy was younger than me. And as soon as I saw him, he's like, I squealed his name and I was so embarrassed. He's like, thankfully, he did me the courtesy of not responding because it was embarrassing. And I was like, that's so cool. But he's like, you're sitting there, and he's like, the first day, I want to say the first event that happened, it was like 9,000 people. Right. And so he's like, they had a whole convention center for this wedding, and every floor was like its own thing. He's like, so every time you hear music, it's not a DJ, it's a live person. He's like,
yeah.
so there was like famous Indian rappers, and they come in, they do 2 songs and leave, and there's people that come in. It's like every time you heard music, it was different, but it was the person that was live. He's like, so hearing him talk about this wedding, I was like, that's pretty cool. He's like, but the best part is when you saw the couple, you could tell how much they've been in love. He's like, they've been together since high school. He's like, so it was so cool to see a wedding where it's like, yeah, it's a big deal because they want to show their status. The parents want to show their status, obviously.
Right.
But the two people are just like, no, this is just my best friend. I'm so happy to get
we
to
can
marry
party
them.
for
right.
a week.
Right. He's
On
like,
somebody else's dime.
but he was like, no, John Cena was one of the coolest people who was out there. He's like, he was on the dance floor and taking selfies with people. He's like, the amount of people who were there was crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Dubai.
I don't think it was in Dubai.
No, just ask. Just sounds like a Dubai.
I know,
thing.
it really does. But I don't think it was. Yeah. But he's like, it was. So hearing him talk about that part of the podcast, that part was cool. The rest of it was like, it's whatever. But his part talking about that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't checked that one out. The S&G one was,
Yeah.
I was really intrigued by that.
Yeah. Still haven't gone through.
No, we haven't finished that.
All right. Any more shout
It's
outs?
2 hours long. No, I'm good.
All right. I will pour your beer and you will talk about.
Okay.
Oh, did you push it? Did you push the
I
button?
thought you did.
Push the button.
Advise me not.
Well, you've been so pushy so far that, yeah.
I'm pushy?
Yeah, I said that. I said it on record, on tape. I put it on tape. Ow. Did that hurt your lips as much as it hurt my ear? Because it was loud. I did pick a topic, actually. And for some reason, this thing's freaking out again. I don't know why it freaks out. I picked a topic because we were talking about something the other day while we were in an airport or something, and I was seeing some kids running around and having a good time, even though you could see that the mom and grandma were super exhausted. So I thought, and there was somebody that talked about, I think they said comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. So that kind of hit a little bit of a spot for me because I don't really, it didn't hit too much one because I don't compare myself to other people very often. I don't go, hey, why aren't I more successful? Because realistically, I don't do anything that I can compare myself to. That's probably why I'm okay with it. But if I was on a competitive field, I'd be like, why am I not as good as this other person? But right now, it's like there's honestly, I don't think there's anybody to compare me to in what I do. So I'm unique. So I want to be different. Like my dad said when I was 14, you want to be different, just like everybody else. So I really wanted to get into not just the thief of joy. That was kind of just to bring it in there, but maybe, I want to go through what is it? Our definitions of it, maybe your guys' definitions of what is joy. What takes it away from you? What is your thief of joy or thieves of joy? And what are your givers? What gives it to you? What gives, man? What are your givers of joy? It doesn't have to be people, situations, all those type of things. So I thought it was a good topic, but we're gonna see what happens because I think Sarah decided to pour a beer. She did bring it in here, but I think she might have had to go number 2. I don't know. She left again. So I'm gonna go through my what to me, and she's gonna miss the whole thing, but hopefully I'm talking louder than our son upstairs. What I looked at it, because anybody can look up what joy is to them, and I think it's like overwhelmingly happy, I think is what joy is, or something like that. Is like, yeah, some of that effect. She's back, so she can turn the camera on herself, but she doesn't want to.
I was gonna pour.
But what I kind of was like, here's what to me what joy is to me, the way I've seen it, on the sidelines, or I've experienced it. This has been my experience with what joy is to me. And I wrote it out, but I think I wrote it all over the place. So to me, it's like being in the moment and truly loving the situation, even when dealing with pain, grief, or just life being life.
That's good.
To me, that's what real joy is.
Yeah.
Because we're all dealing with pain, some sort of grief. Because like everybody's had loss or grief, and it doesn't go away.
Right.
We live with it, and life is being life. That's life being life.
Yeah.
And I was going to get into some of that too, because there was something I heard today. But it's still being in the moment and like truly loving the situation, no matter what else is.
Yeah.
Because we all got the baggage, we all got the stuff, we all
Yeah.
got the life experience. Not some more than others.
Right.
But we all have something in our lives, because we talk about that's what sets us apart from other beings, is we can, if there's no pain in our life, there's no relief. If there's no loss, there's no gain. We have to have a balance.
You think joy is greater than happiness?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think happiness is anything you can actually succeed in. You could never just have happiness. Could you imagine? We'd be the people we've talked about this before, is like what was it called? Firefly or Serenity?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just become so happy. It's like, I'm happy. I don't need to eat. I don't need to breathe.
Yeah.
Now you're dead. But it's that, because I even put that in here. It's like, it's not about finding happiness. It's about being happier. You can find a way to be happier in any moment. But to me, to me, joy is a moment thing. You can't live a life of joy.
So
To me.
Okay.
To
So
me, you
joy
can't
is
live.
like the moments.
Yes, living, because
Finding
joy,
the moments.
yeah, because it's yeah. To me, it's. But this is how I kept it as simple as I could: is that being in the moment and truly loving that situation, like that specific moment, like poverty. You could be eating crickets, sleeping on rocks or in trash, but you find a ball.
Yeah.
And 3 of your friends are there with you, and you're kicking a ball around, and you're laughing at the top of your lungs. Joy.
Yeah.
Because you see it, to me, you almost see it more in poverty.
I was going to say kids and animals are able to.
Depends on the kid.
No, I don't think so. I think kids up to like age 3
Right.
find joy in literally almost everything that they touch. They're like, dirt. Look at the
pain.
mud that I made.
You know, but it's an extreme, too.
Right.
Right. But that moment where they're like, this is the best, they say, day of my life, but it's the best moment of their life, because all the other stuff, like being hungry, you know, I pooped my pants,
Right.
you know, the whole thing, it's still there.
Yeah.
And it's not being ignored, but you're enjoying the moment that you're in right there. And that's the joy.
Yeah.
That's why I would just want to say that's what joy to me is, how it's defined.
So when you're talking about the thief of joy, are you talking about becoming an adult?
No. I explained the whole thing, but you were
I was in the bathroom.
in the bathroom. I want to talk about what it is, what takes it away from you, and what gives it to you.
Adulting takes it away. No, I'm just kidding. I find that.
So what is it to you?
What is joy to me?
Yeah, let's start there. We're trying
I
to
thought we
build
were
that
just
up.
sharing the same definition.
Why? Because I said it?
Yeah.
I say it, and then you just...
You're always right. Just kidding.
I hate that so much from her, because she doesn't mean it.
I didn't pour your shot either because it was too far.
But you poured yours.
Because mine was right here. I just said it was too far.
Cool.
Just
So
either
I
hand.
vamped for nothing. Just hand that to me, please.
Yes. Not.
I said hand it to me. Instead, you slid it to where I still can't. This is insanity right now. Okay.
So I don't know that joy is just moments. I mean, I guess maybe.
To me, it is. To me, and it's...
But everything's
that moment,
a moment.
But that moment could last days.
Right.
I'm not saying... But it's a moment. It's gonna go away. Joy is gonna go away.
Yeah, no one's continually.
Yeah, if you're completely
joyful all the time.
joyful, like...
Then no, then you're never joyful.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, moments could be 5 minutes.
Right.
Could be a day. Could be a month. Almost a season.
Yeah.
But if it lasts years long, you're probably doing
Probably
you're
high.
probably ignoring a bunch of people and they hate you.
True. So then I agree with your definition of joy.
Then I feel like if you're having that much joy for a super long time, what do they call it? You're a sociopath.
I said hi.
You're a sociopath.
Yeah.
Because you really can't see what other people are going through
Right.
and can't feel it.
Yeah.
You
So
can't see
so
it.
I agree. Okay, so I agree with your definition of joy. I think the older we get, once you stop being a kid and you get into this weird like mid-adultish age thing, you stop taking time to reflect, and I think that's when you lose a lot of your joy. Because if you talk to people who are in their 20s and 30s, it's a lot of
Reflecting?
no, that's what I say. You stop reflecting. You don't do any reflection. When you're a kid,
Oh, because I thought you were saying when you get older, you stop reflecting.
no. I'm saying
You
but when you're in like 20s, 30s, you're doing so much less reflecting, and then as you get older, you start taking the time to stop and being like, "This was really awesome." For most people, there are some people who can.
Age is not something I was, but there is something to seasonal brain development and those kind of things. Not seasonal brain, but development of. If you're in your early 20s, your brain's not done developing, just scientifically till like late 20s, early 30s. It's just what it is. So where I feel you're coming from is when you're younger, you're just in the moment all the time,
Yes.
right? And you're like, that's it. And then all of a sudden you're an adult and you're like, wow, now I'm in the moment all the time, but it's less joyful moments because you got to get your stuff done just to survive.
I don't think it's that. I think you take less time to reflect on the joyful moments because to you when you're that age,
Less than when you were a kid.
yes, because there is something of when you become an adult.
I don't recall reflecting as a kid, sitting back and going, wow, when I was 10, now that I'm 12, when I was 10, it was great.
But that doesn't have to be a reflection. No, I'm talking about like when you go to the beach and you're like, I effing love sand. That is a reflection. You're taking time to stop and enjoy the beach and the sand and the ocean. That actually, no matter what age you are, putting your toes in the sand and stopping and doing it. It actually is a reflection.
I was thinking like reflection, like looking back.
No.
Looking at
Like
something.
stopping where you're at in the moment and being like, this is
You're
really
talking
cool.
like mirror reflection.
Yes.
Like I'm here right now.
Right.
Got it.
Kids do that so much
Got
more often and then I think once you're in your 20s and 30s, you're like, life is so hard and there's so many bills, and like you don't take that time to stop and be like, yeah, but this really cool thing just happened. Like this, I was so happy because this just happened. You're like, and if someone told you that, you're like, yeah, I guess that was nice. All I can see is the crap that also happened. But when you're a kid, you don't focus so much on the crap that happened. You're just like, did you not see the awesome thing I just did on that? And like, where you just jacked up your knee, but I flipped 3 times. Like, there's that weird thing that kids have of like, they don't have that, like, the world's dumping on me all the time as you do. And like, it's a weird 20-30 thing where you're like, oh my God, life is so hard and blah, whatever.
I don't know. I mean, they all talk about people in their 20s just living their life. They don't worry about bills. They don't worry about
That's
that kind of
not true. Have you ever had a conversation with someone in their 20s and 30s?
The current 20s, yeah.
They still complain about it's the same thing. They don't think that they have it because they're like, who needs bills and debt and all this stuff? I'm just gonna go live my life. But if you actually have a conversation with them, everything is so doom and gloom, and you're like, what are you complaining about? You still live in your parents' house, you don't pay any bills. Like, what's so hard about your life right now?
It's true.
Like, they still can't even find the joy when they don't have anything to take care of.
I think you're speaking to more different 20-year-olds than I speak to, but
20-year-olds, you know.
Most of the people in my community are in their 20s, early 30s.
I said what I said. You don't talk to anybody anymore.
Well, a couple of them had different types of issues than just bills and yeah.
Right, but even then, I think Valerie, if you even talk to Valerie and Mike, Valerie is a very positive person, but I guarantee that if she thought back to when she was a kid, she would probably be like, I could have found more things that I'm like, this is really cool and exciting.
Yeah.
Because as an adult, again, for some reason, our brain is like, we're this weird, like, but I have to vent and tell you about all the crap that happened. Like, but tell me something good that happened. Like, but why? It's not as fun. Like, but it is.
Why is it not as fun?
I don't know.
I don't either. It's like that's why are our rants so much longer than they used to be?
Oh, because I had a long travel week.
Oh, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
So, do you want to send him a message because he's yelling upstairs?
I didn't even notice him.
I can hear it through your mic.
Can you guys hear him? Let's ask the chat.
I can hear it through your mic.
I know, but they're the people. They matter.
Oh, now they matter. When it came to scheduling, you didn't care.
It's not true.
So, yeah, I don't know. I do feel that way, and I don't think it's an age thing, but I do feel like there also gets a time where somebody gets retired and they just forget about everybody else and everything becomes their world again. I think that's what it was like. There's this narcissism as a kid, and then when you get really old and retire, you become narcissistic again. Like, schedules don't matter, calling people at 3 a.m. because you're awake.
Yeah, but I mean, but
I think that's more for
but they
different
still
reasons.
have more, but they still at that point are able to stop and find the joy in things.
Right. I was saying, but it's like, I think they're different. It's a different reason for when they do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bailey said they can't hear it at all.
Yeah, it's pounding in my ears. I know. I was like, oh yeah, you're right, Sarah. Good job. Good job. Yeah. All right. Just let him do whatever he wants.
I shushed him.
So I just love it. I love it that I have boundaries. I have boundaries with my kids, and that's why I'm an asshole.
I have boundaries.
Okay.
I shushed him.
We even talked to our therapist about that, and you're like, nope.
No, that's not true. I don't have the same boundaries you have. You
All right.
have more
Yes, I do.
boundaries than I do. That's all.
Yeah. Because I'm raising adults. I've been here 4 days.
Joy.
I've been here 4 days trying to survive a person in this house that's been mean to me for 4 days. Slancheva. All right. So what it is to you is similar, but what I'm trying to get, what are thieves of joy? What are your thieves of
What steals my joy? Me. I think a big sabotagey one is myself.
So sabotage.
Yeah. Self-sabotage definitely steals your joy because you're like, there's a saying that you say, I can't think of what it is right now, where someone's like, they don't think they deserve what they have.
Yeah, imposter syndrome.
Yes. That steals joy.
Yeah,
Because
for
you
sure.
could be
Oh, for
sitting
sure.
here like proud of yourself and the accomplishments that you have, but you're like, I don't deserve what I have. I shouldn't be here. So to me, it's like that big self-sabotaging of like, you're stealing your own joy for no reason. I think that's a big one.
For sure. I think you can be them, but I was just saying how, and now I can see where there was something I was watching today. What's his name? Rainn Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Rainn Wilson was talking about like because he has a religion that he listens to all faiths,
Mm-hmm.
so that he can kind of understand where humanity is instead of only one faith and everybody else is wrong, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's way too much reading.
Yeah.
And it's way too much like, whoa. But he was talking about, and nobody can go back and go, I don't think anybody can go back and go, the teachings of Buddha were bad.
Right.
I don't think there's anybody that could ever go, well, I don't really agree with that. That's just too good.
Buddha was heck chill.
No, it's like, seriously, like it was more about
The
people
chillest one.
and making mistakes
Yeah.
and being good about it and owning, but it was, there's a word that the English language translated too much because they talked about it being, God, what was it called? Not the thief, but the, life is, what was it? What is it called? It was saying life is suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Life, there is
There's life and suffering.
there's suffering. Life is suffering, or in life there is suffering. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it was more like the suffering, the word that he used that we translated for suffering doesn't mean suffering at all.
Mm.
It means more like it has like temporary and he said anxious discontent is basically the strongest, the closest he could find. And then I kind of read up on it just a little bit. I feel similar, but it's more like it's temporary anxious discontent.
Yeah.
Because it does break it down at the word, I think it was doku, whatever it was. I don't know. Downtown Commons, doko, I don't know. But the word's irrelevant. What the word means means everything. And it's temporary issues, problems, not really sadness, but inconveniences, anxiety, discontent in situations. And because we can all wake up, it doesn't matter what the reason is.
Yeah.
Right? You can blame it on lack of sleep. You can blame it on not good exercise, what you ate the day before, the argument you had with somebody, or none of that happened, and you could still wake up with that feeling.
Right.
It's not doom and gloom, but you can wake up with that feeling going, what's this?
Yeah.
And he was kind of saying, it's a check-in moment. It's like, life's not perfect, and that's what makes it perfect.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So what can take it from you is like this is not having a conversation with that. No, I'm going to steal it from Rainn Wilson, but not, and he didn't say this, but what can steal it from you is not having a conversation with your anxious discontent. Not having that conversation with it. It was like, but he did say this, like, I recognize you.
Yeah.
I see you. We know each other. He said, hey, old friend. It was like, it's true. Like, recognize it for what it is. Work through it. And, he said, so I went for a swim. I didn't do my normal stuff. I went for a swim, read a book, took a walk around a trail. And by the middle of the day, we were back to being fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what steals it from me, is that anxious discontent when I wake up that way and I don't take the tools to deal with it.
Just sit in it.
Well, not sit in it. Usually not sit in it. If I get up and just go into doing something else, I'm ignoring it. If I'm getting up and I was
But
like...
you're not. You are sitting in it. Ignoring it is sitting in it.
That's probably what I was, but not having the conversation with it, like sitting here going, okay, this morning, I can't hop right into my emails. If I do,
Someone's getting cussed out.
well, it's going to get bad.
Right.
And who I'm going to cuss out is myself first. Right. So then, I get like 15 minutes of this and do something, have a cup of coffee, stare at a wall for a little bit. I mean, that's kind of like your meditation in a sense. Because meditation doesn't mean sit there and cross your legs and chant and do it. It doesn't.
No.
It's not what the word even means. But to sit there and do that. So when not having a conversation with my anxiety or my discontent or I'm not good enough, if I don't have that conversation with that when I'm having that will steal my joy for the whole day.
Yeah.
Like anything that's joyful come across as like a new guitar shows up and I was like, that's nice. That's not it. I couldn't even get I have to deal with that first. That's what steals my joy, is not having my conversation if I'm having one of those anxious days or not feeling good enough days. I have to have a conversation with that friend.
Yeah.
That old friend.
Bailey was saying stress steals her joy. And then Ryan said negative people around me steal my joy.
It's fact.
Negative people. Stress. Those are two very big ones.
But stress can come from so much things. And I think that's where I was like, I always look at it as, and not to say that stress doesn't steal my joy, because stress steals my joy constantly. But what's causing my stress?
Right.
Because I can't just say, oh, I'm so stressed. And I was like, oh, because I have so much work to do, or I didn't get enough sleep. And I was like, okay, well, that's being an adult, being a parent, being a human,
right.
being, so what's really going on?
What's
do
behind the
I
stress?
need a nap?
Right.
Do I need to stare at a wall?
Yeah.
Do I need to watch my favorite show for an hour?
Yeah.
Do I need to literally do nothing?
Yeah.
Do I need to just listen to a few of my favorite songs for a little bit? What is really, I mean, it's the overwhelmingness of it. So it's like, are you having a conversation with your whatever's not the stress itself, but what's actually causing you stress? And also negative people, negative attitudes don't steal my joy. Negative people steal my joy. And I leave. I cannot be around negative people. I physically get sick. So, negativity is different than negative people. So I just feel like, yes, if you're a negative person, you're probably not my friend.
Yeah.
That's probably just the way it is. We don't have each other's numbers.
Right.
And if we do, I didn't lose it. I'm just not texting you.
Right. Yeah.
It's because I don't need that.
I've learned, so there's two things that I wrote down. One, I was listening to something and somebody said in our language, we always say I'm sad. And there's another language where instead of saying I'm sad, they say sadness is upon me.
Yes.
Because they're like, you're not sad.
No.
Just in this moment, you're sad, right? Like whatever's happening in this moment, you're just
look at it this
you're
way.
Just sad.
Look at it there. Look at this. Was like, you're a bitch.
Rude.
I was like, hey, right now there's some sort of bitchiness in your tone that's coming out. So I still use the word bitch, but it was like, the first one's not true.
Right.
The second one definitely can be true.
Yeah.
Or
well, they both can be.
They can be, but we're not hanging out on a podcast.
Right.
If you're the former.
Yeah.
Right. The latter, we worked through it. It was like, this is not working. You're being there's some bitchiness that's happening. And I don't know where it's coming from. Yeah. That's how I'm feeling. Right. There's a difference. And it's like, if somebody can't take that, then they're not your friend anyways.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what? You're calling me a bitch? I was like, totally didn't. I was really trying to help you understand. So sorry. No, elaborate on that one, because I think that was important.
That's all I had.
Oh, the sadness part, because I feel like our slang, because realistically our language is nothing but slang,
right? Or
stolen from other languages.
Yeah, it's translated from somewhere else.
Yeah, well, our language is English, but it was derived from Latin and Hebrew and all this stuff. So very dumbed down language.
Yeah.
So there's, I think, 17 words that we translate into love.
Right.
There's, I think there's 7 of them, 6 or 7 that are in fear.
Yeah.
I think there's 6 or 7 different types of fear that in other languages that we just call it fear.
Right.
So sadness, I'm sure there's way more than that. I don't know.
Right.
The other ones I actually looked into because they were in the Bible, and I was like, I need to know what is this? You say love all the time. It was like, what? I have to love everybody? It was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
But there's different types of that. So sadness, there's definitely like, are you long-term, like, because we talked about this before, are you depressed or are you long-term sad?
Right.
Because we want to put depression on everything. I'm depressed.
Right.
I was like, or is sadness upon you?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you may not be sad, but something has this weight on you that's kind of slowing you down and you're feeling it.
Right.
Doesn't make you sad. It's just like, that's upon me. I'm holding something on my shoulders right now. And
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. So what else?
So
What
my
else
other one was, like even this week where it felt like a crap show this whole week, but the moments where like I always have to remind myself, like when we do family dinner, we always have to have a good thing, right? So it's taught me so many times to stop and be like, all good things, it's fine. It's just a 3-hour drive now instead of a flight. It's just a check out of your room at this time instead of this time. It's all fine. Everything's fine. It's going to be okay. I have a safe place. I have a car. I have all the things that I need to do this. The things would have been better to make it easier, but it doesn't mean that there's not good things happening around me all the time. So sometimes like I've tried really hard. I fail sometimes. But I try really hard to be in the place of saying, even though my rants are really long, there were so many good things that happen throughout the whole week, throughout the whole time.
But also, I mean, those rants.
Without the rants, I can't find the joy.
Yeah, but it's also the rants that I think we come up with, they don't cause sadness or
No.
they don't steal your joy. They're inconveniences.
Right.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
When we don't rant about things that are really harmful. We rant about stuff that is super inconvenient. And that's why you can rant about it.
Yeah.
Right. You can't sit and rant about the conversation about global warming or poverty or people dying of starvation or
Right.
genocide. I was like, that's not a rant.
No.
Okay. To me, it's like, that's going to get morbid and
Right.
everybody's going to be super sad.
Sadness will be upon everybody.
No, they'll just be, everybody will be sad.
Yeah.
Well, actually sad. So what are you saying takes it away from you then? You're saying,
What takes away my joy other than myself?
no. Okay, you just elaborated on the little things, finding good things.
Yeah.
But that's what takes your joy?
No. That's what helps me realize that I have joy. Though, like the
Okay,
crap
but we're
moment.
still on what's the thieves
did
of
that.
joy? Oh, so we already moved on.
It's the whole topic.
Okay, but structurally, it's easier for people to consume stuff when you go, what is it? What takes it away from you? Your thieves of joy. And then we go on to what gives you joy. So we're on to that point.
I don't know. That's the whole topic together. I didn't know we was like an order.
Well, it's usually what I like to do is like take the topic, see where we're both coming from, find the negatives in it and the problems inside of it, and then end it with like the positive part of it. Like,
All right, so
the
I'll
tools that
go
go-
back to what steals my joy then.
yeah, because if we bounce back and forth, we could end up on a low point instead of a positive tool.
When I am in a joyful mood, and I'm not even gonna say negative people because it doesn't mean you're negative. When people are in crap moods and they don't want me to have joy,
Mm-hmm.
that steals my joy because then I'm like, well, I guess I don't get to be happy about this.
It's
then.
the misery loves company.
Yep.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm getting thicker skin now, but right before we started, I was thin. I was at again, it's been a long 4 days for both of us. So I'm like, we gotta figure this one out. So yeah, I agree with that because coming in, what it can take it from me really is on a similar situation, and it's not coming at you, it's more of coming at anybody, is like when the whole situation of somebody's acting completely different than they normally do and say, no, I'm not, I'm fine. I'm like, what are they? So I end up having this comparison problem, because I did write down comparison. I have this comparison problem of, well, I'm feeling fine and nothing's wrong, but you're treating just me differently. Then that's what I'm feeling. I was like, so I'm getting, you know, it's kind of like, what is the song "Best of You"? The freaking Foo Fighter song. Is somebody else getting the best of you? And that's, to me, when I listen to that song, that's not a breakup song. That's like a friendship song. It's like, you're treating me like trash, but everybody else thinks you're amazing. Why are they getting the better version of you than I'm getting? And that's when sometimes when somebody's acting different or acting a little off, but around everybody else, they're super joyful. Like, and that's happening with our son right now. He's not talking to everybody. He's talking to you. But when I'm in the room, he's just a dick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been kinder than I've ever been to this human being for months on end. And he's still just not nice to me. So you're getting a much better version of that human being. And so is everybody else. I'm getting the worst version of that person. And I don't know, I feel like I'm doing nicer things than I've ever done. I'm trying to work on his bike with him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about his school. I'm talking about all those things. I'm like really having like real conversations, not about how bad he's doing or anything. It's like, how was your day today, man? Oh, that's cool. You're just sitting there doing nothing and getting paid. He's like, yeah. But then he'll go and walk right upstairs and tell you about his whole day and his friends and everything. I'm like, at what point? So I'm sitting there like, that's my comparison of like, when somebody's treating somebody else so well and I'm getting treated poorly, there's a comparison problem. And this sucks me dry of my joy.
Yeah.
My joy goes, well, I can't enjoy anything. I just stare at walls going, well, what am I doing wrong then? If I'm the one person that this person doesn't want to have conversations with, or, so that's where I'm at. And sometimes that happens with you too. Like, you were like, no, I'm fine. I was like, yeah, but you haven't talked to me in hours. Yeah, I've just been busy. Then you go, hey, Beck. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, or CJ comes in the room and you're like, oh, so how's your day? Oh, yeah, that sounds awesome. Oh, good job. And I'm sitting there like, what just happened? Like, who are you right now? I was like, you said you were fine. And I'm like, you know what? You won't talk to me. So I don't know. That's a big thief of my joy. Is when, and I'm just giving examples. I'm not saying, but that can happen to me. That's a big thief.
It's fair.
Comparison.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Oh. That it?
No.
And on that note?
You said there was another question we would answer.
It is. What gives you joy?
3 Bailey's question.
What is a giver of joy?
Before
She
that.
got one first?
Bailey said Fletcher has a song like that called Better Version. So good.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mixed words around. She said, ooh, it's good.
I bet. I mean, if anything Fletcher puts on record, it's got to be good.
On record.
Oh, and here's another thing. I'm just on. We were talking about bands that we're really big fans of. We've talked about it on this podcast before. His name's Chris Hamilton. No relation. But he used to be Mariah's guitar teacher, and he has a band that he's in. He's the lead singer, and he used to play bass and stuff like that. And it's called Ambiverse. Mm-hmm. One of their favorite bands is the band Camino.
That's funny.
They just went to a big concert of it and everything. And I was like, Ryan and him would be so good friends. So I was just saying, like,
and he has great hair.
yes, well, he cut it. It's much shorter now. But
I don't follow him.
But I was just saying, so taste in music, I do have a good group of people that have good taste in music. Except for the Swifties out there. Sorry.
Ooh, that's mean.
That was just a joke.
That's a mean one.
It was literally a joke because I actually do. You know me. I like Taylor Swift.
All right. So what's the question?
What? We're already there. We already did. We did. What is joy? What are the thieves? Your thieves of joy, and what are your givers of joy?
Givers of joy. The ocean.
Just the ocean.
Just the ocean.
Even if it like takes out a whole city
Doesn't matter.
and your whole family, and you
Ocean
just watch
gives me
them all
joy.
die.
Yeah.
You're like, ocean.
That ocean.
You're like, at least it smells like the ocean.
Ah,
All this death smells like the ocean.
tar and salt.
Do you know what it really smells like? Realistically, it's rotting. It's rotting life.
What?
That's what that smell is.
Salt is the smell of
Not
rotting
the salt,
life?
the other part, the tarry part, like that. It's the life that's rotting in the mud.
Oh, I just say tar because on our coast we always have tar. We always have oil spills, so it literally is the smell of tar.
So you go to the gas station, and go, ooh, ocean.
No, that's gasoline.
Yeah.
It smells different than tar.
Oh.
I mean, literally, if you go to Central Coast, if you haven't left the ocean with tar on your feet, you've been to the wrong oceans.
See, and Pacific Northwest is like it all smells like the sound.
Yeah.
So it's all where crab and
Yeah.
not crab, but clams and gooey duck love to live.
But nature gives me joy.
Huh.
And not so much being in nature because I don't like bugs.
Just looking at pictures of it.
No.
So
No,
how do you-
seeing it like
afar.
from the car. But getting to see, like, literally today, seeing like the mountains in Utah and
Yeah.
seeing the clouds and
That
the
is
rain, and it was gorgeous today.
Yeah.
And even when I was in Oregon, just seeing nature does give me joy. No matter how much I'm annoyed because I have to drive 3.5 hours to get somewhere. I was like, but it's so pretty. Like, how can you not? I even took pictures driving when I shouldn't have. But how can you not enjoy what it looks like?
I sent Ryan something like that about taking pictures while you're driving.
Well, his was like in the middle of a road.
No, I'm saying the anxiety attack of like a photographer has when they're driving and they see something and they can't pull over.
Oh man, it's got to be terrible.
Yeah, I was like, I understand this.
Yeah. So
Not-
nature gives me joy. Cooking gives me joy. Cooking and baking is a joy for me. Certain music gives me joy. Not all. You're like all music can give you joy. I can't.
Not all music. Because some music I was like, oh, that was okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's never gonna be music will never be a thief of joy for me.
Oh yeah. No.
It'll never be a thief.
There's some music where it's a thief.
It would never steal my joy.
Oh God.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Music will never steal my joy because it's somebody else's yum.
Right.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
So it would never steal my joy. Even like some of the stuff that our kids listen to, I was like,
Mumble rap.
yeah, it does not steal my joy. It frustrates me going, how can that be music and still, but I'm not, my joy didn't go away.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there like going, it's so weird. That's interesting how that can be considered something that people like.
Yeah.
But it's somebody else's yum. So if it's somebody else's yum, if it's somebody else's yum, I don't think it could ever steal my joy.
Yeah.
It's not going to make me joyful, but
Laughter brings me joy.
laughter, even if it's at your pain.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
Like,
sometimes
even
it's the best. I mean, that's
Not
not
like that?
That's not a laugh.
Oh,
That's a
what is it?
cackle.
No, cackles are what witches do. Around pots.
Sexist.
Around pots.
But like
Toiling trouble.
true laughter, listening to somebody laugh at something they really find funny is very joyful to me. It brings me
That
a
is
lot
true.
of joy.
Like the gut laughs.
Yes.
Yeah, when it gets.
A baby laughing because they
baby-
think something's hilarious.
But it's just as good if it's an adult
Yes.
doing that, because for some reason we have forgotten how to guttural laugh. We've forgotten how.
Who?
No, we've forgotten how.
I've heard you guttural laugh all the
Yeah,
time.
but I forgot how.
What do
It
you-
just because it just happens. But it doesn't happen all the time.
You guttural laugh all the time.
That's because I have a big gut. There's a difference. That's the only place I have storage space for my laughter. No, I really agree. Like, I think as a society, though, I think we forgot how to do that. We're just like, oh, I don't want to show my teeth, or I don't want to be socially awkward. I was like, I'm not
I
saying
love
us.
laughing.
I'm not saying us.
Yeah.
Like, you will,
I'll laugh wherever.
and you laugh very, um, what is the word? Like, identifiably.
Is it?
Oh yeah, for sure. It always ends in that. When it comes down, it has a at the end. If it's a huge laugh at the end,
Oh,
it
I
has
love a
that
good
big
laugh.
one at the end. Yeah, same here.
Laughter and joy. What else was I gonna put down? Nature, music, cooking, baking, laughing.
Music's a huge one.
My people bring me joy. They break my heart, but they also bring me joy. If you're like my people, like I mean, the only way you can bring me joy is also break my heart. Realistically, I feel like you can't have one without the other.
Well,
It's true.
you have to be close enough to be able to break my heart in order for you to also bring me joy.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you have to be like doors open.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, I was like, people that I don't give an F about, not gonna really bring me joy.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna enjoy
Yeah,
time around them.
that's what I'm saying. That my people bring me joy, but they're also the ones who can break my heart. Like you
For sure.
can't. It can't be one without
For
the
sure.
other. Yeah.
Is that why you don't laugh at me anymore? Because I can't break your
I
heart
laugh at you all the time.
at me.
Same thing.
No, it's not. My jokes are good.
Oh God.
They are good.
You know what's funny? Your jokes are good until you say that could be part of my 5-minute bit, and I'm like,
That's
"Eh, it's not
how do I
funny
fit that
anymore.
into my?
It's not funny anymore.
I gotta stop watching comedians.
What else brings me joy? What brings you joy?
Oh, I have a
You
few.
have a list? Go ahead.
I have some things. Mine is what did I put on here? What gives it? I said personal worth. If I feel like a personal worth, like if I'm with somebody or with a group of people and what I did in that group or with that person was worthy. Like, and they don't have to say thank you or anything like that, but I was like, I got to do that for them. Like, that brings me joy.
So when you give acts of service to people,
Yeah. When somebody says, can you help me with this? And I actually do help them. I'm like, they go, thanks. I was like, cool. I was like, I get some joy.
yeah,
Like, I just do. I don't know what that is. Like, if it's something that I can do that actually makes your life better, I get joy in that. So I just put down personal worth. Like, it doesn't have to be a big thing, but just like, hey, I did something and helped you out.
yeah,
I like that.
that's nice.
Gives me joy. Every day I do feel like I'm trying to get, because there's something I was watching. I can't remember. I watched like 3 different podcasts while I was working today. And we were talking about happiness earlier. There's no such thing as happiness, right? You're
Right.
trying to be happier every day.
Yeah.
Because if you live in happiness, you're delusional. But a leap in happier versus just happier, like a leap. Like, doesn't even have to be a big thing happening, but like a consecutive turn of events that you've been working towards. It's like, I've been doing these things and all of a sudden something clicks. That's joy to
Like
me.
when something works out. that
Like
you've been working
when
on.
you're calling it a win, right?
yeah.
Like, yeah, because not always, but I do look at myself and go, I just been doing all these things and putting things in this place. I just want to win.
Yeah.
And to me, a win would be like, almost like it's almost like 3 things in a row, but 3 things that are not just 3 random things.
Like in the same realm.
Yeah, like they went step.
Yeah.
Like, that will definitely bring me joy, whether it comes to employment, when it comes to our kids, when it comes to you, like all of a sudden we're like, whoa, the last few things just clicked. I'm like, that's joy to me, because to me, it's like a leap. And if you want to section it off, it's like everybody wants to go up one more click of happiness as much as you can. Get one more click. But every once in a while, you get like 3 clicks, click, click, click. And you're like, whoa, you got to recognize this moment.
Yeah.
If you recognize every little happier moment, I was like, that's a lot. Like, you're too much for me. You're too like, you know, you're too positive. You're like, hey, so one thing went well for you, and something went well for you 2 days ago and 3 days ago. So I was like, okay.
But that's the moments of finding joy.
But I feel like it's a few clicks in a row, just one little thing. I was like, if I go in there and go, whoa, somebody unloaded the dishwasher, and I didn't have to ask them to do that. Do I have joy? No, that's not a joyful moment. Joyful moment is like if everybody got up, they had something to eat, they said, oh, good morning. All right, and they went up and their room was cleaned, and the dishwasher was emptied, the laundry's done. I was like, okay, I can get some joy out of this. But if I'm not going to get joy out of like somebody did their laundry and moved it out of the dryer, that's not going to give me joy. But if multiple things happen at one time, I'm like, oh, that could definitely give me joy.
Okay.
It has to be a couple clicks. Can't just be one.
Yeah.
It's got to be like click, click, click.
Okay.
So that's what I meant, was like a leap in happier versus just happier.
Yeah.
And I feel like a leap is 3.
Okay.
I'm not putting a number on it, but it was like, could be 2 big ones. I don't know.
More than one.
So here was my last one. I felt like it was profound, but I'm gonna say it verbally, so we don't know. The moment when you have joy, to me, and this can encompass all of it, is when you find that moment when you appreciate what you had and have in the same moment.
Oh, that's good. Did you get it from a podcast?
Huh?
Did you get it from a podcast?
No, that's something I thought about this.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about appreciating what you have, and I'm like, no, that's not enough. I was like, but you appreciate what you had and what you have at the same moment. Bro, that's a level up. That's joy to me.
Okay.
But it doesn't last long. I mean, again, it could last a minute,
Right.
5 minutes, a day, a season, whatever. But appreciating what you had and have at the same moment. No, I didn't steal that from anyone. I said that myself.
It's good.
Save the best for last.
I like it. There was a quote that you wanted me to bring up.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember what it is?
No.
It kind of.
Oh, so we're just going to take a hard left or a hard right.
No.
Sorry, that's not political. It's going to take a hard turn.
No. It's from Questlove. I feel like it's part of the imposter self-sabotage syndrome. Do you remember what it was?
No, not at all.
Mana effing, because we're a clean podcast here. And it says, worrying is praying to be sabotaged.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, write that down.
It is.
So I feel like that was kind of like the
whatever
thief of
you
the joy.
believe, whatever system you believe in, I'm like, God, universe, whatever, Yahweh. Let me give me some more. Come on. I don't know.
Keep going.
I don't know. If you're worrying about something that has not happened yet, you're praying for it to just wreck.
Yeah.
You're putting that out there. It's never going to go well if you're worrying about it.
Because we say that all the time, like, put the good things into the universe, right? So
Yeah,
if
we talk about that all the time.
Whatever you're worrying about, you just keep putting negative things into the universe over and over again. But instead of manifesting it, you're mana effing it.
Yeah, mana effing it.
Yeah.
Instead of manifesting,
Yes.
mana farfing-nooging it.
Yep. Mana fudging.
I think pause. That's a little different.
What? What's wrong with that? What dirty thing are you thinking of, Star?
I don't know. Sometimes poop is called fudge.
Okay. All right. Well,
No, I really, that's really, really good. Like, I forgot that we even watched that,
Questlove.
to be honest. No, I remembered most of it. We have his Audible book. What's the Audible book?
All right, start listening to it.
I want to read it. How many pages
You're
is
not
it?
gonna read. You're not.
Is
Gonna
it more
read
than 20?
quite a bit. I haven't got through the introduction yet, and that was like the first 15.
Oh, no.
I still have 10 hours and 52 minutes left in it.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's gonna read it.
Is it him reading it?
Yeah.
Oh.
The introduction is was 27 plus 24.
What? What are you talking about?
The introduction is 50 minutes.
Oh. 27 plus 24 is more than 50.
It's 50 minutes, 50 seconds is how long the introduction is.
Oh, it's 51. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. But it's called Hip Hop is History.
Yeah.
So the introduction's good. But
And if you don't know who Questlove is, you are missing out on...
I know this is the topics of, but I want to talk. Can I talk about his book real quick?
Oh, boy.
Just real quick.
So topic is over. Advise me not. If you want to submit and talk about
Any thoughts?
Thief of Joy, what joy is to you, what gives you joy, and how you cope with it, I'd love to hear comments. I'd love to, not just in the chat, but like if you're watching on YouTube, because that's the only place we broadcast this at.
You're gonna visit us.
Put put them in there. If you want to bring it up at a later date, let us know. If you want to boycott us, let us know, which is not what boycotting is, but
It's funny.
so
Wait, real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Questlove's book.
Let's go.
So his thing was, which we had talked about, which we thought was interesting, is that like every like, I don't want to say decade, but every season of like hip hop is linked to the drug of the time. Mm-hmm. So when there was like crank was high or weed was big or scissor, or like even now the reason that it's mumble rap is because all the kids are like, I don't have a lot left to live for, so I'm just super sad. It's not even a drug right now. It's just like I'm so sad that I can't even like get out of my own head. So that's why everything's so mumbly, and why like our generation doesn't understand, because we're like, why the F are you so sad about everything? Your life's freaking easy. So it's like this, but his thought process of like music, especially hip hop, is so linked to whatever drug is out at the time. Made so much freaking sense
to me,
when he said it.
Because I feel like it's this way. It's like it's so connected. It's kind of like what was it? What's the band that you really like? POD.
Oh yeah.
Got my ear to the street, right? I was like, remember when he said that? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, babe. Like, but I also feel like if there's any genre of music that's connected to the people that are not being heard, it's hip hop.
Yeah.
Right? That is the number one. To me, it's the number one genre of music that is connected to the people that are not mainstream.
Right.
It just is.
Yeah.
Just the way it is. Now, if you have mainstream hip hop, that's not.
It's just pop.
That's just pop.
Yeah.
Like Drake, not hip hop.
Well, you can't say that.
I just did. He is pop. He is popular music.
You can be both. But here's the
in your
issue.
current generation, you almost can't.
No, here's the thing. You can be both, but people don't understand that there's so much hip hop outside of what's on the radio. That's where I think is the difference is. You can be on the radio and still be hip hop, but understand that there's like 95% of hip hop isn't on the radio.
And there's the stuff that's being played on the radio has a huge disconnect.
Yes.
With
actual hip hop.
Well, not just hip hop, but the community that's not being heard.
Right.
And I feel like that's what hip hop is. And if you think hip hop is a genre of music, you've missed the whole thing.
Yeah.
You've missed on what it is. It's a culture. It's a life. It's a lifestyle. It's not a hip hop is not a genre of music. It's like, I don't know. It isn't.
It is and it's not.
Well, the music that comes out is an expression of the hip hop to me, like the way I see it. Yeah. And I think, LL's got my back.
Oh, because you guys are the same age.
He's actually older than me. And he's the only hip hop artist that I know of that's older than me and is still is Gen X. He's not enough older than me. He's not Gen X.
Crazy. He's heck old.
Yeah, and he put out a song last week.
Yeah, it's okay.
Compared to what's on the radio.
It's still okay.
Oh, Eminem's not on the radio.
Yeah, I know.
Snoop's not on the radio anymore either.
Yeah, I know.
So who's on the radio?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maroon
so you
5.
don't even know who's better than
Maroon 5.
Representing hip hop. All right.
It's not L. I just said the song wasn't that good.
I say Gambino.
I was also he made a song.
He just dropped the whole album. His a new music video
No,
came out
Gambino's a good one.
new music video came out like yesterday.
He's good. And
If there's somebody that's still in
Chance is good.
Chance is still representing, but
Yeah.
I feel like if there's somebody to me personally that's still representing hip hop right now, it's Gambino. He's still in the heart of, to me, of hip hop. Is hip hop anonymous?
Hip hop.
To me. And I'm just a cis 50-year-old white guy, so I can explain hip hop.
You can. Good.
It's my job.
Good, man.
It's my job.
Good.
It's my job to explain that culture
Good job.
to the people that live
We
it.
appreciate it.
It's my job.
Hip hop people appreciate you.
I'm no Rick Rubin.
We don't have time for a game. It's already 9:30.
Oh. Well, I mean, you got in late, so I don't know. That's on you. All right. Is it not true? Is that not true?
Yes.
Those are
We're going
facts.
to discuss this at a later time.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. So it's this right here. So I got in at a decent hour, 6:15.
Yeah.
You know, you guys could have gotten food before
Yeah.
I got here.
It's true.
Right. Because if we would have sent Mariah, we weren't going to eat dinner any sooner.
No, we eat it on a podcast.
Right. So I'm saying somebody could have got food before I got here.
So true.
So it's not my fault completely that it was
No,
late.
I didn't say that.
What'd you say?
Did I actually say that?
What do you say?
I said you got in late.
Yeah.
Did I not?
I didn't get in late. I got in at 6:15. That's not late. I got here at 6:20. That's 40 minutes. That's when we normally set up.
If we keep talking, it's gonna be 5 because it was 6. Then it was 6:15. Now it's 6:20.
It was 6:20 when I
Now-
pulled into. I will look up the ring camera.
I know. I honestly, I was trying to circumvent the whole thing, and what really happened. I know your watch didn't send you an alert, but I said, "Hey, you wanted to pick up burgers on the way here," and instead you just came here. So it ended up running us about 15, 20 minutes late. So we started late.
Right.
That's it.
But I'm just saying, somebody else could have got the burgers before
True.
I even landed.
That is true.
That's all.
That is true.
That's all I'm saying.
It is very true.
All right. Well, happy Thursday.
We all could have done something different.
We could have.
Yeah, but we didn't. So we're here. That's what we're dealing with, right?
It's true.
Yes. I'm like, I don't know what to say about that. I was like, I'm not saying you did something wrong. I'm just saying facts, and you're just trying to spit facts. And I'm like, okay, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree.
Cool.
All right.
So we won't play a game because.
Because late.
All right, that was not. Sorry
The
about
main
that.
reason it's late.
Sorry about that. This is almost a normal conversation with Sarah, because I think her next degree is going to be a law degree. I think.
Oh, yeah. That's his
Yeah.
favorite thing. Says I'm lawyering him.
Yeah.
They're always lawyering me.
Yeah. So, facts are facts, and all I did was spit facts. I think she did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, on a high note, we're gonna be back next something because we don't know when Sarah's traveling.
Friday.
So, it's next Friday now.
Yeah.
Thought we had 3 Thursdays in a row. Nope. Okay.
It's next Friday.
So we'll post it, and so we can figure out where we're going and what we're doing.
Well, realistically, it's going to be next Friday anyways, because that's the first Thursday of the month. We were always going to do the first Friday of the month, because board
Okay,
meeting.
let's not confuse anyone because we say these things and then we don't hold them.
Next Friday.
But I'm just saying, we try to do our best, and just look at our schedule and we'll post about it. If you want to find us on Instagram, that's where I post it mostly, and usually the day before. I don't know how to do it any other way because we would just move it. So
It's true.
love you guys. We will see you very, very soon. Hopefully, some of you in real life very soon.
Yay.
So.
And I loved it. Bye.